Hello, and welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. Now, this looks terrifying, doesn't it? What I've done is I have gone through and added every single abnormality. I use a mod that lets you add more than the normal amount of abnormalities and everything. I've added all the abnormalities that we didn't get to this new base that has all of these fully unlocked. It should, I think, have every single one we didn't see, including all the tools and stuff. Turns out there weren't, I mean, like, there's this many. Well, actually, some of these are duplicates. Like, you might see the birds are still here. The train thing is still here, because I couldn't remember if the train... So we can't actually have this unport. What the fuck is that? So I've not actually looked through these. I've just kind of added them, then I just added the points to this for the end of the day. What I'm going to do at the end of this is, we're going to have this as one episode, and then me watching the epilogue as a separate episode. Which order I upload these in, I'm not 100% certain on. Might just upload them both at the same time, to be honest. But just as separate videos. If you don't give a shit if you've been watching this, or you find this at some point and you start watching it, and you don't give a shit about reading all the abnormalities, feel free to go to the next video that I'll upload, and it'll just have the epilogue in it. But because I have to do this to unlock the epilogue, I thought I may as well upload this just for, you know, what do they call it? Archiving purposes. You know, if I ever want to read the lore of one of these and for some reason don't want to go to the wiki and would rather just hear my voice go through it, which is honestly something that is probably unlikely. But anyway, we'll start. So we saw Fragment of the Universe. I had to take this because it's like these ones were basically on the first couple of days it only offered me specific abnormalities and didn't offer me everything. So like these would show up. So we'll start with the we can change anything. This is the first thing. I wish they were sorted by like rank, but they're not. So this is a Zayn abnormality. It's like a weird, what do you call these? Fuck, what are they called? No, marionettes. I don't remember what they're called. Things they used to torture people with. It's one of those. Something Mary? Why can't I remember the name of it? Anyway, Spike Cage. After the popularity all-round helper, which we'll see later, Scarrocket, We Can Change Anything was released as a second installment of XX Inc.'s home robot series. As to be expected of its products, it sports a variety of functions. Is your child a troublemaker who cries all the time? We can change that. Don't like how you look? You're too fat? Too skinny? We can change that. Is your house suffering from an outage because you don't have the money to pay your power bill? Well, we can change that. It's quite simple. Just open the machine, step inside, and press the button to make it shut. Now everything will be just fine. The machine will produce energy after an employee enters it. Seeing as once inside no one ever comes out, it must be rather comfortable. So what this one does is you place them in and it just makes enkephalin over time. They take damage and eventually you'll die. They get more, and it's not affected by Clypoth meltdowns. We didn't take this during the thing. I've taken this before. One thing I remember from the first time I played this game, and I had this abnormality, there is no cap to this. It just keeps going. So if you can somehow keep someone alive, like see how it says they take red damage, and then like they stay until they die. If you put someone in this, I could show you with one of these, but they might die too quick. Also, anything is terrifying here. Like, just adding enkephalin boxes to this, which is how we're going to be able to read everything, caused everything to explode in this area. So I wouldn't want to put someone in this and die anyway, because it might cause a horrific cascading effect. Yeah, if you can keep someone alive, this just creates infinite boxes, which just, you can finish a day with it. Obviously, we didn't have it on this run. So we got the Il Pianto della Luna. I've already done the thing of this. So this is like a weird woman at a piano. Is that piano or is it an organ? I can't really tell if it's a piano or an organ. I think it's a piano. And it has a bird as the picture. So like, there's some things where like I'd be interested to see what this thing looks like when it breaches. Which annoyingly it doesn't show you. So the piano can be played by ordering an agent to perform. The clapper counter will lower when the performance is finished. The music temporarily increases the temperance and justice of all employees. The one who performed it loses half their HP. When it's normal, it lowers. When it's bad, it lowers. when it reaches 0, it automatically goes to 0 if someone tries to play for a third time. And when it escapes, it voluntarily returns after the end of the third movement. The movement also prematurely ended when it was suppressed. So I'm going to guess it just play. It's like a less extreme version. You know what? We'll buy these just in case I at some point want to go through and read the lore. So it sounds like it's more less extreme version. Sorry, of the Aleph level one we had, the orchestra. Oh, this is a thingy backer one. The old woman with a piano at her side. Her eyes are usually closed. She only nods instead of speaking, but on rare occasions she will faintly smile. The world's greatest pianist always gave her best performances when playing that sonata, her favourite piece. Many praised her excellent skill. Some couldn't even stay seated when she played the third movement because of the overflowing energy and madness that would come of her performance. In her now empty residence from which she left for the moon lies the piano she played since childhood, and shrunken heads which will allow us to delve into her mind. Excerpt from the employees' counselling. I mean, we didn't see anything outstanding when we went to secure it. There was just some lady sitting there. It was like she'd been waiting for us. What happened when one of us approached her? Well, that guy didn't know the first thing about art or music, but before we knew it, he was playing the first movement of the sonata. And the lady smiled. To be honest, I don't think I'll ever be able to hear piano performance as beautiful as what I heard from then ever again. We never got to see that guy again. That's why you need my testimony, right? Because I played the third movement. I don't know how or why it makes you play. Your hands just move and you feel euphoric while playing it. Everything around you fades away. It's just you and the piano. After I finished playing, exhausted, I realized what my feet had been pressing down on weren't pedals, but severed heads. The moon represents the human psyche. They often say that the moon is beautiful, but when enough time has passed, when you look at it and see what kind of face it truly wears, you realize you were madly in love with something so broken and shattered. In the end, we all become like the moon. All because we can't bear ourselves. I see you play this, and then on the third one it escapes, and like kills the people that play it. Okay. This one's called the Dimensional Refraction variant. Ugh. It's like a weird thing. When the work result is... But that's funny. That's a funny weapon. The number of boxes, by the way, is because these were ones that I got. Oh yeah, actually, we need to look at the ego gift. So what would the ego gift of this have been? Been a cute little brooch that would have given... This would have been really nice, actually. That's a really cool ego gift. Obviously, these we already saw. This one's ego gift would have been a cool helmet. When the work result's bad, it reduces. When the work time's 40 seconds are over, it reduces. And all employees in the facility are not able to detect the abnormality when it escapes. Therefore, the manager needs to order suppression directly. Huh? What does that mean? Oh, does it mean like you can't order it from here? Because I never did this. Like usually you can click these and order a suppression from here. But I wonder if that means that you can't, and you have to like directly tell them where to go. Which is funny because that was the only way I did it. It was a strange phenomenon. It was a phenomenon itself. There was nothing inside that could detect it to the naked eye. Unlike those who made similar claims some time ago, just because it couldn't be seen doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The containment facility's square length was XXX meters, and this is a cognitive range of the abnormality. The only advice that can be given is to be cautious and aware of your surroundings. Breathing will become impossible within the range of abnormality. The area will become a vacuum. Strictly speaking, the abnormality itself is the vacuum. There was no way to check the corresponding abnormality had escaped the facility or not. All of a sudden, Chomsky stopped in the middle of a hallway and just stood there. The hallway was busy with people passing by, and many expressed their discontent towards Chomsky. Then, Chomsky's body suddenly rose over 3 meters into the air. His arms and legs were awkwardly stretched out, like as if he was performing a ritual. If his legs were on the ground, he might have looked like he was performing in an elegant play or doing ballet. Everybody stopped and looked at him. Chomsky started to scream. He screamed like a madman who'd witnessed something terrible. No one knew what to do. Some employees tried to pull him down by his legs. He did not move. Then, Chomsky stopped screaming. After a short silence, he opened his mouth and attempted to mutter something. The two employees who were trying to pull Chomsky down started to scream. Blood poured down from his body. His arms and legs separated, leaving the armless, legless body in the air. All hell broke loose in the hallway and everyone began running. How to recognize the abnormality is a matter that needs discussing further. Currently, we are researching UV technology that can detect abnormalities using the eyes of shrimps. But performance has been far from satisfactory. For now, a good method is for employees going into the containment facility to bring a glass cup filled only halfway with water. They need to place the cup on the floor while they are working. If the water starts sloshing and threatening to spill over, the employees must stop working and leave the containment facility immediately. I wonder if this is a So this is a really random tangent. I wonder if that's a reference to the XKCD what if. This is a random poll, but there's a what if someone sent into the science comic XKCD that is about, you know, the saying, what happens if a glass is half empty? You know, is a glass half empty or half full? There's a science comic called XKCD. You have a what if that's what would happen if that was literal. So like if a glass was literally half empty or half full. And it's a very good read. I would recommend it. There's probably I think they might have made it into a YouTube video actually now. But basically, if you leave the top half of a glass of water, if it became an actual vacuum like it would if it was in this room, the top of the glass would wobble and start to shatter a break until it filled with air. So like, yeah, see, and that's like the only place I've ever seen someone mention that. What happens if the underside of it is a vacuum is incredibly interesting. That's why I'd recommend reading it. What was the thing for this? Oh yeah, the goggles. The porcupus. I think we picked this at some point. I feel like I've seen this before. And I don't know where. I don't know where I would have seen this. So something tells me I might have... I don't remember, but maybe I picked this and it doesn't look very nice. The ones of these that are already thingied is because I was testing this to see how it thinks. When it's good, it increases. When it's bad, it lowers. They die if they have temperance below 3. If they have a employees with temperance below 3. Oh, when employees with temperance level 3 or lower have a good work result, they die. If they go in though, they just receive white damage. Oh no, it's just anyone nearby will receive massive white damage from Porcupus attacks when it escapes. Porcupus was unaffected by any attack dealt from it from outside of its reach, so you just can't hit it from outside of its reach. I had this cool necklace that I would have absolutely dreaded getting on anyone because this is terrible. 10 SP to lose a load of work speed and stuff is kind of crap. It looks cool though. Time for the head to burst. To be frank, life in this place isn't so great. The company says they provide healthy hobbies, but not many people engage in that notion. Everyone looks for their own escape, be it violence, gambling, gluttony. I thought I had strength and self-control and discipline compared to others. It did help me live a smoother life. Maybe that's the reason I was assigned to Porcupus and Containment Unit. They had a high temperance. Yes, Porcupus, where the lowest of the low employees visit. I've heard a bit about what other employees do in that unit. They call it the Game of Trust. A game of trust. What an elegant thing to name it. According to other employees, it wouldn't be too difficult to become intimate with it. Wait, what? And once I get along with it, I could acquire all of it with ease. They said when the time comes, Porcupus will lean down so that I easily reach the thorns. It didn't take long until I got to where I could pet it. When I first touched its thorns, it felt quite prickly. It felt like a giant needle penetrating my skin. But there wasn't any bleeding, and the pain went away after a moment. Then there it was, the most intense happiness you'd ever experience. It'd make your knees weak. When I snapped out of it, I found myself drooling. It scared me, so I didn't go back for a while. Then the situation gets worse. You get withdrawal symptoms like retching or sweating. Different employees show different symptoms. One employee even pulled out all their teeth because they felt like bugs were crawling over them. How it felt? Oh, I can't find the words to describe it. Remember the greatest happiness you've ever felt in your life? This feeling would be 100 times better. You say I'm the last employee in charge of Porcupus. That's understandable, as the brain craves more intense stimulation. At first, all I had to do was be lightly pricked by one of the thorns. Now I have to rub my whole body against it to get the same high. I feel like all the blood in my body will rush to my head, eventually bursting it. I've already imagined my head bursting thousands of times anyhow. I have to get going. It's almost time for work. Actually, I'm drenched with sweat right now, did you notice? Oh, and Porcupus doesn't show any aggression, unlike your speculation. It didn't eat us or bite our heads off or anything. All the corpses were smiling happily, that's all. It just makes people smile until death. And no one's to blame. We have to go through hell every day. We're just having a small taste of heaven. You know what? I feel sorry for you. You've never felt these feelings, and you never will. But you have to interview an employee on the edge like me while pretending to be decent. Now it's time for my head to burst. Good day. Okay, so it just, like, makes people so happy they die, which is why you have to have a high temperance. You have to have a high, like, control, otherwise it thingies, and when it escapes, it just kills employees that have low temperance. That's kind of cool. It's a cool abnormality. Snow White's apple. This thing only has one Clyboth. It's a wall level. Huh. When the work starts normal, what does it give? It gives a funny little brooch with SP plus 6, minimum attack power when the corresponding weapon, so it would have had this pretty good, honestly, weapon. This weapon would have been sick with this. This is a pretty good little thing. When it's normal, it lowers. When it's bad, it lowers. When it escapes containment, it begins to spread its roots and branches along the ground of the area it was in. Those withered vines slowed employees, hampering their movement. Once the area was completely filled with its roots and branches, it moves to grow even more. When it's eventually suppressed, its flora does not disappear until the next day. Okay. So this one looks like it's like if you manage it well, it's fine. If you don't, then it is a fucker. This triggered at one point when I was doing it, and it was like you know when I fought against Binner, I did those like waves around. It was like that. So I assume you just have to like clear them all and then kill it. When the prince kissed the princess, she coughed up the bits of an apple stuck in her throat. The dwarves cried out in happiness. Snow White and the prince walked through a flower-covered path and headed to their kingdom. Everyone lived happily ever after. Then there was the apple, created from the witch's wrath and curse. It was also a part of herself. The apple that dropped from Snow White's hand after a single bite could never be happy. The apple, full of loneliness and hatred towards the princess, waited for the day it would rot away and return to the earth. Was it the enchantment? Or was it the wrath which was bending the laws of nature? Even after enough time had passed for it to rot and allow its seed to bear fruit, the apple did not rot. In the meantime, one half of it was kicked and crushed by someone's foot. The other half was filled with holes eaten away by the likes of birds and bugs. The carcasses of birds and bugs piled up near the apple. The apple pondered about its existence in the midst of the corpses rotting around it. One day a branch grew from it. The leaves and branches were already withered and dry, but it continued to grow. Finally, one afternoon, the apple gained the ability to move on its own. It thought of the princess and the prince who left happily. Snow White had also been sleeping for a long time, but a prince came and woke her up. The apple, now a princess in its own right, no longer needed a prince. She began to embark on a new journey. Excerpt from The Hidden Stories in Fairy Tales No One Knew, author unknown. That's a funny abnormality. It's a very funny guy. We'll go like that. We obviously saw these two, the bird and the all-around helper. When the result's normal, it lowers. When it's bad, it lowers even more. For some reason, I hated this abnormality, but upon looking at it, it's not that bad. I just remember not liking it. It's a he level. Maybe that's why. Maybe I got it early on, and it's a. To be fair, it's like the stats on it are quite hard to. A white cleaning robot with distinct red eyes that look like a pair of buttons. It always keeps its surroundings neat and tidy. It was originally a mass-produced helper robot intended for domestic use. The writing on its back says, an innovative innovation that can clean, cook, and even serve as light security using various tools attached to its limbs. Built to perform efficiently and quickly. It recognizes a bad mood as a sign that the surroundings are dirty and promptly enters cleaning mode. It will alert its status by stating lines such as, contamination detected, commencing cleaning. However, the limbs are equipped with sharp instruments instead of cleaning supplies. Rumor has it they were supposed to be for cutting meat, but they were made to respond to the clean command by accident. There's no way to confirm whether this is true. It has been determined the screaming humans make after it cleans is a sign of a job well done. And a prompt to continue its cleaning. And then just a sound bite of it killing people. After a few seconds of shrieking, the parabolically went out. Yeah, see, this is like one of my least favorite abnormal. Whoa, look at this thing! This thing looks cool. I think this is the abnormality I got told specifically not to take. We did all these. We did the luminous bracelet, I think. Oh no, we didn't. We never actually took this. A bracelet that gives off soft light. Many unexplainable things have been discovered in the outskirts. When it is worn, all wounds are healed. However, to wear this bracelet when one has not got a scratch on their body is an act of greed. The bracelet will not forgive those who hold greed in their hearts. It must only be worn in need. So basically this gives people fortitude. It makes them heal. And you die if you try and return it before you're fully healed. But if you don't return it after you've been healed for a bit, it kills you. I hate this thing. We got whatever the fuck this is. That's horrible. I don't know what that is. That's meant to be a bee. So we unlock everything. Oh, look how sick that hat is. It's like a hornet hat. For a war level abnormality, that ego gift is kind of crap. 2 HP, 4 SP is real shit. The gun's cool, though. The gun and the armor look swag. Is this the gun that the new Maso ID has? I can't actually remember. Shows how much I paid attention to the new Maso ID when they added it. Well, the result is normal. It's lowered. When it was bad, it lowered. When it reached 0, it emitted red spores throughout the entire department. Upon observing the abnormality, it has been confirmed that the spores attached to them and inflict red damage. When people are infested with spores, they're slowed and can't be healed. When the HP has been depleted, a giant drone bursts out of their body. The drone indiscriminately attacks nearby employees. From the corpses of attacked employees, more drones emerge. Okay, this sounds like it would have been horrible if you let it escape. Its form appears to be an amalgamation of gargantuan beehive and a bee. A cross-section of the inside shows a darkish red surface with particles here and there, much like that of raw meat. The segment that appears to be the face is heavily distorted. It has wings, but they lost their intended function of flight. The one eye that remains relatively intact shows pupillary movement, as if to watch for approaching intruders. The abnormality always remains still, so it's assumed it doesn't move. When certain conditions are met, it releases spores. It will generate billions of spores within a 20-meter radius. The existence of life forms in its vicinity seems to be one of the key requirements. When it did, there was no immediate change to the employees inhaled the spores, and no anomalous change could be detected in the examination that followed. Once more time has passed, the employees experienced severe pain in their occipital lobe and abdomen. Then, after another period of time, their head dislodged from their body, and a worker bee emerged from their separated body. It has been confirmed that the spores carry drone eggs that hatch inside a living host. Based on the findings of an autopsy done on an employee killed by the abnormality, we believe that the larva will subsist on any portion of the body, be it blood, organs, or fat. It'll move freely around the body at this stage. When it becomes too large to move, it creates a cocoon near the intestines. The host feels extreme hunger at this stage, eating much more than usual. This cocoon moves upward through the body as it grows, eventually damaging the arteries of the throat and the cerithroid with its jaws as it severs the host's head from its body. After this, it will emerge from the body, exacerbating the wound of the host further. Interestingly, I'm surprised there's not some really fucked up bit here about people, because it says here that it eats blood organs or fat. There's not some fucked up bit here about it suggesting that you could use it as like a weight loss thing. Maybe it's down here, but that's kind of fucked up thing I'd expect. Protector has been telling me about his itchy neck for a while. He complained about the indigestion too. One time I saw him take a bunch of digestives. Who would have thought that it had turned out to be such a serious issue? I never knew I'd be the one to witness that horrible moment. He and I were just chatting, but eventually he stopped speaking. He was still scratching his neck. It was turning so red I was getting worried, and then his neck started to turn at such a strange angle. Right then and there I realized the severity of the situation. There was no way he could have been putting his neck that way on his own. It looked like someone was forcibly twisting his neck. And then I heard a zip, like the noise of shredding paper, a foreign sound of something tearing. His head fell to the floor. I heard a dull thud. Then, as if enough hadn't happened already, something began to crawl out of his neck, like a butterfly emerging from a cocoon, tearing apart his headless body, the wings, the yellow trunk, the teeth that gnawed away his body. It's something I never want to see again. A being I'd hate to describe as something alive. It seemed to be aware of me somehow, but it looked like it didn't have any reason to attack at that moment. It picked up his cranium and flew away like a drone carrying honey. I can still hear the sound of its jaw rattling and its wings beating. The worker bee. Its appearance is clearly different from the queen bee's. Other than its colour, it's capable of flight, but can only hover about a metre above the ground. It lacks antennae or eyes. A long appendage that appears to be an intestine drags behind its rear on the floor. Worker bees show only two forms of behaviour, delivering nutrients to the queen and proliferating. Upon encountering an employee, it uses its jaw to crush their head, and then proceeds to inject a pupa into their body. Ugh, it's fucked up. This is here again. I think this is just a bug with the fact that I can pick the same abnormality twice. So I guess on to whatever the fuck this is. The interesting thing about this is I don't know like what level these abnormalities are, so it'd be fun to guess. Like this I would have guessed was a blue one. Yeah, Teth. I couldn't remember what the name of it was. Okay, so this one liked white work. Oh, it's the lantern abnormality. Ooh, I don't like the lantern thing. When it was bad, its thingy lowered. When it took less than 40 seconds, its thing lowered. Also, this one actually only likes bad employees that do a good job. That's wild. The facility systems and the employees will be unable to detect it when it escapes, and thus they will need to manually pinpoint it. Okay, so this is another one of those. I apparently just never got any of these. It's always under the floor of the containment unit, only showing its eyes and a mysterious luminous organ above the ground. There's no way to confirm what it looks like in its entirety. As it moves underground, not through the hallway, it's impossible for us to predict its path when breaching. For the same reason, its escape cannot be detected. Exit from the voice record. Lloyd. You're located near the information team, right? I've heard that some employees went missing around that area. Would you mind checking to see if there's any abnormalities causing spatial interference? What? But there's no such abnormality here. I don't detect any breach in abnormalities either. Look everywhere. Well, Lloyd, there's no sign of any abnormality, but I do see a small flower on the ground. What are you on about? What flower? The bud. It's glowing. It's amazing. It's strange to find something so green here when we don't even get sunlight. It's so bright. Other employees came over to look at the flower too. You need to come and see it. The light, it's so bright, so warm. I feel like something good's about to happen. That's not a flower. Order all employees near to evacuate immediately. Do not run away in a group. You have to slowly escape one by one with quiet steps. What are you talking about? I thought I told you there's nothing nearby. Wait, I think I just felt a slight tremor beneath my feet. Is someone fixing the pipes today? Ah, screw it. Just enjoy looking at that flower all you want. Oh, I see. So it like burrows underground somewhere and then just fucking kills people. That's funny. We got this thing. The Plague Doctor. That's a lot of... when its results bad, it lowers... Oh. Apparently... That's an issue. It's 100,000 unique boxes. I assume this has to escape or something. When it reaches 0, some blaze heard it calling and went to its unit to be blessed. Those who have been kissed shall be reborn as the blessed. When a trumpet level 2 emergency occurs. When the result's good, it lowers. It then blessed. Okay. And when the result's bad. And it's got no ISO. So I assume this one does something fucked up. That I'm probably going to have to trigger. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to trigger this to actually get the ending. But we'll do that after. Thresia, I think we did this. Yeah, we did. What the fuck is this? It's like a person inside a heart. This is a Zayn level ego. Wait, why does it require so many... This is a Zayn level. Why is it requiring, like, Aleph level shit? And also, why does it have Aleph level? I think we got offered this one near the end. Look at that. Look at that sick gun. That looks like a fucking... I'm gonna assume there's something fucked up about this. Increase the for 15% when they... Yo, that's so good. What the fuck? That means if you wore this full set, this would do so much damage. Holy crap. Army in black can be ordered to protect an employee. However, it should be noted that the Clipod counter lowers when the order is given. Army in black increase the defensive employee it protects while healing everyone in the same area. However, if the level of the employee being protected is on level 3, they'll go, okay, this sounds really good. When repression was formed, its thingy lowers. It lowers every time 5 employees died. However, death caused by bullets are not recognized. When the result was bad, it decreased. When the abnormality was suppressed, it increases. When an employee level 3 or lower encounters army in black while it's escaping, they'll go out of control and attack their employees. The same instance occurs when an employee hits 0 due to its attack. Holy crap, this one sounds like it would have been well good. What the fuck? Like, obviously this is like a risky... like a risk. But like, the fact that, like, its stuff is so good. Like, these are all amazing. 5 attack speed, 5 SP, with a 15% attack increase on this weapon that's got a very long range and normal attack speed in a 20 to 24, and this armor that's insane. And it sounds like this thing's effect was really good as well. This sounds like one of the... oh, okay, that's why. Okay, it's from a thingy backer. All the thingy backer ones are either completely fucked or not as fucked as all the other ones. This abnormality takes the form of humanoid creatures in pink equipment. Its intellectual capacity is high enough that it can verbally converse with humans. At the very least, it seems friendly during observation and work. It has identified itself as a special force from Redacted and uses the pronoun we when referring to itself. It has continuously shown positive intentions to help humanity. Well, I feel threatened because you're armed. The bright pink outfit's disturbing as well. It doesn't belong in a place like this. What's your opinion on the nature of humans, Miss Serena? I think it pretends on a person's experience. Why do you ask? It's a highly debatable topic, but this is what we think we should do. If a person is good from the start, we protect their good heart. If a person is bad from the start, we'll make a good heart out of them and protect that heart. How are you going to do that? We see the colour of humans' hearts. The colour of the human heart is pink, and by wearing the same colour, we can blend it with people's minds. We will gladly get dirty for the sake of the good-hearted. Wait, you'll get dirty instead of people? Is that actually a thing that's possible? Indeed it is. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you or what you say. It's rather suspicious that you just see the colour of someone's heart. If anything happens, just call us, ma'am. Following what was stated in the recording, the abnormality's will to help others is solid. We have yet to grasp detailed information around this abnormality. Perhaps actually asking it for help could aid in learning more. However, just like any abnormality, we shouldn't blindly trust it. I plan to have a suppression team ready while I pretend to ask it for help. So a lot's happened up to now. To summarise the whole thing, this abnormality is the best thing we've ever had here. A few months ago, I took a chance at asking this abnormality for help, and ever since I've been using it. I've gotten help from it about redacted time by now. My efficiency at work's gotten so much better too. At this point, I'm just looking at something pink makes me feel better. These creatures bolster in a way that even the greatest leaders can't match. This abnormality will greatly improve our employees' quality of life. You can do it again today, right? Yes, the human heart is pink. We wear the same colour. We will drive away bad thoughts. You hear that? It's still in the best condition. We can put this abnormality to good use again in our next suppression. They're so much better than human soldiers. Perhaps we should positively consider putting them as our special suppression team. On a side note, they seem to have gotten a bit darker in colour, but I don't think it's anything to lose sleep over. The human heart, we must clean. Even the smallest speck of evil must be cleaned. It seems a bit less energetic than usual. I'm sure I'll be fine. Urgent report of the incident related to the Army in Pink. We filed this urgent report due to the drastic change in Army of Pink. We're still trying to grasp exactly what happened. A total of redacted employees have passed away. The following audio is a recording from the assumed first casualty, the employee Serena. An abnormality is broken out in the redacted section. I'd like to ask if you could help us out again. Yes, we The army in black. Blend into the human heart and drive away good thoughts. Wait, what? Oh, that's not your line. The human heart is black. We must regularly clean. What are you talking about? You're creeping me out, man. We'll protect you with our black love. Stop, I'll call the suppression team. If you move even an inch, I swear. We salute you, ma'am. The recording abruptly ends after the sound of a huge explosion. Okay, so basically if this goes wrong, it fucked you up. We got this. What the fuck is this? This is 2 shrimp stood next to a can of soda in a soda machine. The Welch's Ocean Soda. Interesting. Oh, what was the thing for that, by the way? I forgot to check. Oh no, it was the hat. The opened can of Welch's. You shouldn't drink open cans of soda that people give you. Upon completion of the work process, a canned beverage is discharged from the vending machine. The type of beverage seems to vary in correlation with the work type. A red drink can is emitted. If you do red work, the employee who ingested it is said to have a distinct aroma. Find energy following a test of physical health was confirmed. A blue drink we found to be effective in restoring mental health. A purple drink, I guess it does both. Yep. Warning: when the work result with open can of Welch's is bad, do not take the drink provided by the vending machine. Okay, I'm guessing that kills you. I'm guessing if you drink the... Have you guys ever been to one of those lobotomy meetups? Mind you, it took a lot of courage for me to bring this up. Oh my god, this is so much text. What the fuck? Seagulls, an actual bow. I'm not reading this. This seems too skibbity, I'm not gonna lie. Like this, I'm not reading this. This seems like too much of a meme. What the fuck is this? The giant mushroom chunk. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. So this cool spore stuff. This looks dope as well. And it would have... I don't like that. The Little Prince is what it's actually called. Clever counter decrease after 3 non-insight works are performed in a row, so you have to do an insight between the others. Employees who work with them have a chance of being infected. Send them to work with other abnormalities regularly to counteract complete infection. Okay, so you just can't keep sending the same person in. How constantly worked with it, showed signs of acute pain. After that, tissues similar emerged in their body and they began to transform into a smaller version of them. The Little Prince tracked an employee to its containment unit, which was coupled on 0 when it enters the unit. The same phenomenon as previously occurs, so it kills them. When suppressing it, Little Prince 1. Please pay attention to the spores are released upon death. The spores will cause sustained mental damage, and employees who panic may attempt to enter the containment unit, which should be stopped immediately. Okay, so that's not too bad. I mean, it's a war level 1, but it sounds like it sounds like it would have been annoying like the tree was. Oh my god, this one's really long as well. What the hell? The magical girl incident. After the employees, it was originally among the employees originally referred to as giant mushroom chunk. It does appear to be a gigantic mushroom, and it bears some semblance to mold as well. Overall, its appearance closely resembles fungi. It continuously releases spores into the air, visible to the naked eye. A majority of our employees are not fond of this abnormality. Few are broad-minded enough to favour working with some giant mushroom that fills up half a containment unit, spilling out unknown spores. They have dozens of other things to worry about, including abnormalities to work with. As so few of our employees willingly volunteer to work with it, we can only record the most bare-bones information. Originally, we utilised a shift system to designate what abnormalities our staff were to work with. However, after the magical girl incident a few years ago, we began to give consideration to the opinions of our employees when assigning work. The abnormality produces motile, microscopic airborne spores. They mostly proliferate by invading other organisms through their respiratory systems. It's difficult to notice the initial symptoms from the invasion because the only sensations are a light dyspnea and a dry, sandy throat. Thus, it is mandatory to wear a mask when working with this abnormality. When an employee inhales the spores, a bizarre cysts will begin to grow on their body and tissues will be eroded. Ultimately, they'll become a dysmorphic figure creature whose original form is hardly recognizable. They will show hostility in this state, so they must be terminated on sight. There was this one guy who was awfully quiet. He was that guy who'd glance sideways at us like some kind of fox, as if he was expecting us to talk about him. One peculiar thing about him was that he would volunteer to work on the mushroom chunk, an abnormality everyone loathes to visit. It's so disturbing that he would spend unusually large time in the containment unit. Who knows what kind of monstrosity he might have grown in his body. When we decided to call the abnormality the giant mushroom chunk among ourselves, he spoke up for the first time, saying he's the one who's seen it the most. He talked a lot of nonsense, like how it didn't deserve to be called a mushroom chunk. Everyone laughed at him. We decided he'd finally gone bonkers when he started saying stuff about how he became friends with the damn thing. I mean, it's a common enough thing around here. Lots of weird stuff happens. One person going insane isn't a big deal. We tried to give him a couple of hints to take a psychiatric test, but he just gave us a condescending look, like he knew something we didn't. And a few days later, he kicked the bucket, as we all know. Did I mention it was me who recognized him in that spore mold creature's carcass? The birthmark on his forehead. If we hadn't found that birthmark on the lump of spores, we'd never even guessed it was him. No one actually knew he had a birthmark except me, since, you know, no one in the department was friends with him. After becoming that monster, he just wandered around near its unit. We tried to lure him somewhere less crowded, because he was attacking everything in sight, but he wouldn't move more than 10 meters away from the chunk until he died. That's why we decided to rename the abnormality. Complex reasons, like pity for the guy who became friends with the mushroomable things, and the remembrance of his tragic death. To tell you the truth, he needed a friend. That's why he let himself get infected, going crazy in hallucinations, not knowing he was turning into a monster. The mushrooms, it tamed the poor bastard simply to reproduce. It got Alex, whose name wasn't known by anyone. Alex's notes. The human mind is too fragile to visualize something in its truest form. Did you know that mantis shrimp can see... What the fuck is this game's thing with shrimp? Can see hundreds of colors that humans cannot? The simple fact is enough to example to illustrate my point, that it's detrimental to believe and judge everything by relying solely on what you see. I don't actually have many friends. Don't misunderstand me now. I don't want to make friends. I choose not to make friends. It's not that I can't. It's because we don't understand each other. A person thinks of himself as a completely isolated entity, making it impossible to fully understand others. But ironically, an inherent instinct of mob psychology has survived over the course of our evolution. We repeatedly play a game of risk, walking a tightrope, vainly trying to understand each other while staying out of our territories. In fact, I was long done with this pointless game. I volunteered to observe the giant mushroom for a similar cause. No one wanted to get close to it. That must be because of some petty reason, such as how it looks disgusting to their eyes. The fact that its appearance was slightly alien wasn't going to stop me. In fact, I actually felt a bit superior when everyone seemed surprised I said I'd work with it. The abnormality didn't show any notable activity. I recorded and observed the silence with patience. One day, after it spread powders of enchanting others, colours, I experienced a special change. I could perceive hyper-reality, a plane higher than reality. This was a hand he gave me. I took it and was rewarded with the invitation to such a special place. It was something only I could achieve. He talked to me telepathically. He welcomed me because I was the only one who could realize his essence. I had been imagining, yearning for the moment to converse through my mind, to be completely understood, the feeling of unification. It was exhilarating. I could barely hide my joy. I wanted to get closer to him. I wanted to be a part of him. I always thought of him. I wanted to belong to him and understand his world. Like a flower bud about to bloom, my mind was pervaded. I was being tamed little by little. This is part of the footage caught by a surveillance camera in the containment unit. As the abnormality spores were completely obscuring the visual feed, only the audio can be extracted. Judging from the content of the recorded conversation, we deemed it safe to assume that the abnormality spores contain hallucinatory agents. because even after a thorough analysis of the audio, no voice other than the employee's could be detected. The employee, infected by the spores, suffered a severe state of frenzy before being shot by another employee on the spot. No, I don't have any friends. Like I said before, I'm not fond of such contradictory relationships. At the very least, I think you could be my friend. The human language is too simple to illustrate this relationship, but I think we could settle on friends. Yes, I am your one and only friend. I shall accept you. My life has been changed since I met you. I had been living my whole life feeling depressed, without a sense of purpose, without talking to anyone, just working all day. But you redeemed me, a person who abandoned oneself. Just like how I could perceive your true essence, you saw through mine. It's truly a rapturous experience. I'd like to understand you. I'd like to become a being like you and love you. I was born human, lived a tedious life, and might have kept doing so had it not been for you. I was so happy I met you. Please remember me. Remember the nameless flower that bloomed just for you. Even if this turns to be a curse, I will love this curse like a blessing. Hey, I remember reading that. That was so we have been offered this. I will think about you to the day my mind collapses and crumbles. I will close my eyes, thinking only of my soul friend, who came from the far-away universe. Afterwards, a faint sound of air leaking from the abnormality could be heard before all fell silent. So it just kills people. That's fun, isn't it? What's this? I realized I said we were going to go like that, but we just stopped doing that. And now we're at the bottom, so there's not much point in me continuing the old method. The You Must Be Happy machine. This just has a big no. A mysterious worn-out machine used for operations. This machine was designed to pull back the skull and destroy nerve tissue. Why? Many of those who underwent an operation inside the machine have found themselves rested and healthy. Those who once said yes to the question, "Do you love your city?" were deemed cured. Those who once said no, not the fucking "Do you love your city" shit. The longer the machine is in use, the better the person becomes. Therefore, the longer it's used, the faster the question will change. When employees use the machine, they're experiencing an increase in all their stats. The stats will increase the longer it's used. Be sure to stop the machine when it displays yes. If it's stopped while on no, all the stats will drop as much as they were due to increase. The increased stats will return to normal the next day. However, employees who gained more than 200 stat points will vanish the next day. Caution, once there was an incident where an employee used a machine for 5 times more in a single day, exploded on the spot. Okay, so you can, basically this lets you buff people, but you have to be really careful. Okay, that's fun. I would probably never have used that. Bird. This doesn't look like a firebird. This looks like a normal ass bird. It looks cool as fuck though. That's a hat! Oh, I wish we'd had this. This looks dope. This looks so cool. This ego suit is fucking amazing. Look at that, that's so cool. When another abnormality escapes, its Kleppel counter lowers. When its results good, it lowers. When the result's normal, it lowers with a normal probability, with a low probability. The lower the Kleppel counter, the more damage people take while working on it. If the result's bad, it increases. The Firebird granted light to Jose, who worked with it when the Kleppel counter was 1. His HP and SP were restored and healed over time for a bit. When an agent had does it have one where it would have been really low? Okay, white, yeah. When abnormality had less than 20% of their max HP remaining after completing the work process, it grants the same light. After escaping, it willingly returns after a short while. The bird only displayed aggression if it was damaged, and the employees whose HP or SP reached 0 from its attacks died. What? When it was attacked, the eyes of those who injured it are scorched by the light emitted. Blinded employees work at half speed. It cures the eye injury when they finish the work process. Okay. So basically, if it escapes, you just let it walk around. I don't really get this bit. But then it basically would have blinded people when it attacked. And then to heal it, you have to work on it. It's kind of neat. That's a really neat abnormality. That's what I would have really, really liked to have had. Because that's really cool. A long time ago, in a faraway forest, there lived a magnificent bird. Its feathers were wonderfully incandescent, like the tongues of flame, and it was said that they could swallow the blackest of darkness. Many hunters longed to obtain even one of its feathers, as it could be their pride and honor. There were many tales about the bird. Some said that those who caught the bird would see their families prosper for generations. A few even claimed that one wasn't a true hunter until they'd gotten one of the feathers. Others believed that one feather was so strong it could take the owner anywhere they dreamed of. Be what it may, the bird was a symbol of adventure to people. The faraway forest was soon filled with people looking for the bird, not only hunters, but adventurers and travelers too. The once silent forest became a crowded place. People soon became bored with the rumors. They were no longer interested in the hunt. Fewer and fewer people paid any sort of visit to the faraway forest. When the bird finally became nothing but a legend, it experienced a great pain, being blinded. Now all that was left of this legend was a blind bird with bright feathers, alone in an abandoned forest. After a long time had passed, the bird found a new forest. Many people lived in the forest, and the bird wanted their eagerness to pursue it to once again be stoked by the fiery hues of its blazing feathers. Those who succeed in the hunt are granted with one of the very feathers that countless hunters once yearned for. Caution is advised when the hunting season for the bird finally arrives. Rash action such as suppressing it is not recommended. It is also not recommended to simply hunt the bird to prove one's bravery. Please remember all the hunters who had to return empty-handed. I can catch it, just a little more and I'll get it. Every employee has thoughts like this. However, it takes true courage to accept when to give up. I wonder if when it blinds you and heals you, if you, like, get something. That'd be cool. But the feather on a hat is pretty neat as well. One thing that this would be a really... I know there's already one. One thing, actually, that I've not been doing is which of these I'd like to see in Walpurgisnacht in thingy. This will obviously show up at some point, right? Like, there's no way this doesn't show up at some point. I hate this. This is cool. I'd like to see this weird mushroom thing be there at some point. I'd like to see the firebird show up at some point. I'd really like to see an abnormality and a character, and they will never do this because Force already has a fire abnormality that's for like a... It's for like a fire moth instead, so it looked way too similar to this. But if you made like a healing character that used the firebird, that'd be really cool. What else? Is there any other ones I've seen? I mean, this one looks like this. Whatever this is going to change into will be fucked up. So probably that. This already is one. The birds, I feel like they need to do something with the birds at some point. Never touch this. This would be cool. So would this. This one here would be cool. Not this. This one's weird. You could make a really cool looking character with this. But I don't know what attacks you'd give it. Because it has a spear. You should give it to Hong Lu, actually. Yeah, a Hong Lu that used this would be cool. But yeah, that's probably it so far from the things we've seen. We got the Bloodbath, we got the Yang, we got the Backwards Clock. We've seen all those. These are the ones we've seen already. We got, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is the swan one that we kept getting offered and never took. We kept getting offered this and just never picked it up. That's a cool... I could see them making this into a thing. The hat's cool. The hat's really good. Oh, that's really good. When the work result's bad, it lowers and its appearance changed. When the work result's normal, it lowered and its appearance changed. When 5 of my employees lowered and the Klepper count lowered, its appearance changed. However, death caused by bullets aren't recognized. When 5 employees panic, its Klepper count lowers and its appearance changes. When 3 abnormality escapes, its appearance changed and its thing lowered. Forceful reduction of the Klepper counter can also change. Dream of a Black Swan. Oh, so it's got like 5 different guys in here. And why is there like a 5th one, a 6th one behind them all? I see, there's like 5 guys, and then they all have like a thing that makes the Klepper counter lower. That's cool. That's really cool. How long is this thing? Oh my god, there's so much text. Elijah had a large family to provide for. Her impoverished... That's weird. Elijah's like usually a... Well, anyway, her impoverished parents would always say, although we don't have anything to pass on to you, We have the most valuable treasure, honesty and diligence. These may not be of great help to you now, but they'll make all of you happy someday. One day a dense fog covered the city. The hazy fog, thought to be a natural phenomenon at first, didn't dissipate even after a few days had passed. Some claimed it was making them feel nauseous or making them retch. Most people thought nothing of it. A lot of people continued to work and go about their days in the fog. Of course, Elijah was one of the people who had to be okay with it. She was the only family member with a proper job, and the inheritance of poverty had left him in huge debt. Elijah had several brothers, but their wills were broken after being faced with several failures. Elijah was always tired, but she thought if she just worked a little harder, things would work themselves out, just like what her parents used to say to her, and just like in those fairy tales. Just like that bird who eventually spread its white wings and became the envy of all. Some people left the city to escape the fog. They said the city was done for. Elijah didn't listen. Elijah felt queasy at times. She felt her whole body blistering. Almost there, just a little more. If she held out a little longer, the clothes made of nettles would be complete, and if she threw them to her brothers she once loved dearly, then the days when her family lived harmoniously could be restored. One day, on the way home from work, she bumped into a pedestrian running at full speed. Though the pedestrian crashed into her was at full sprint, he was unable to get back up, so she offered him a helping hand, asking if he was okay. He slapped her hand away and got up on his own. The pedestrian took a few faltering steps before collapsing again. The man seemed like he was running away from something. He seemed worried that Elijah would hurt him. Elijah tried to ask him what was wrong. However, the pedestrian opened his mouth first. The simple act of opening his mouth seemed laboured, so she patiently waited for him to talk. He didn't open his mouth to speak. He began to vomit a mixture of blood and waste. The gooey mixture poured from his mouth at first, then gushed out of his nose, ears, and eyes. If he hadn't been expelling from all of his orifices, Elijah might have tried to help him. Elijah thought she heard a shout in the distance. She left the vomiting man and began to walk away slowly. What happens when the black swan wakes up from dreaming of a white swan? There were many people amongst the mist, some screaming, some laughing, some wielding clubs, some curled up, bodies covered in wounds, dark, wet, fetid dregs were scattered all over the ground, covered in footprints. She began to look for her brothers, her family who needed to wear the nettle clothing to be free from the curse, ones whom she shared happy dreams with. She saw her dear brothers in the distance. Elijah fell to her knees and finally started to puke up the very thing everyone else was vomiting. The lake rippled gently, as if a number of swans just took flight. That's weird. So she's got these 5 weird brothers. She's got these 5 weird brothers. Okay. That's a weird one. I don't like that. What we got next? We got whatever the fuck this is. The singing machine. It's a He level abnormality. Plus this cool harmony note. Upon taking white damage, recover 20% of the damage's SP. And get attack speed. It's got this cool gun. This is kind of dope. Oh, this like a cannon. Is this like AoE like the other thing was? This would have been so cool to have. The employee with 4 or more fortitude dives into it to operate it after completing the... Wait, what? So if you have 4 or more fortitude, you just die when you operate this. This would have been terrible. When it's bad, its Claypot count was lowered. When it's reached 0, the employee who entered the containment unit dived into it. When the machine was working, one of the nearby employees complained that she can hear the continuous melody from nowhere. We decided to have this phenomenon bewitched. Employee Hunter fainted after being attacked by employee Jacob. After the attack, employee Jacob made unconscious Hunter get sucked into the machine. Great. This one sounds awful. This one sounds like it would have been horrible, even for a He level abnormality. Why is some of this in red? The machine takes the shape of a long cuboid. From the looks of it, it may be like a simple grinder, but the existence of the thing's own will fills the criteria of abnormality. When approached, extra experiments are needed to determine how many meters. Or touched, the employees put their bodies into the abnormality. Afterwards, the machine's fan shuts and the abnormality works on the task. The task takes approximately 5 minutes. After a few experiments, we've concluded that the abnormality desires the result of music from this interaction. There is no detailed research of the music. However, there is a hypothesis that the music has a special characteristic that attracts people based on the specific behaviors of some employees or the psychological counseling record. If an employee is determined to be addicted to the music, they will need to be treated immediately to prevent any secondary damage that the employee may cause. I wasn't supposed to be sent in alone. The abnormality looked rather unassuming, something like a machine used in a factory, as it didn't react to anything. But that day, Redacted insisted that we had to go in there. He kept saying that the pale horse has responded to him. I didn't think pale horse was thinking about me when it responded. Most of the abnormalities that I take care of are safe. Also, I'm very lucky. I thought that day would be the same. Redacted closely observed the abnormality. I just wanted to write the report quickly and get out, but he was thinking differently. He was sure there wouldn't be an abnormality that doesn't have special powers. I warned him not to get too close, but Redacted took one step closer. And suddenly the thing came to life, opened its lid, and swallowed him whole. Literally swallowed him. The lid closed, and a loud noise came from inside the creature. There's no way of knowing what was happening, but I was too terrified to do anything. In the dark, I realized that the thing was playing an instrument. By crushing and cutting Redacted's body, it was creating a melody. As I was contemplating my horrific realizations, the lid opened again. Bits and pieces of Redacted were in there. So little you had to wonder as to what happened to the rest. Attempts to take other employees to the containment unit by using physical force are symptoms. The size of the pupils are enlarged. Concentration and cognitive ability are reduced. Does not try to listen to other music. Please add any additional symptoms that are found and immediately report the case if any employees are suspected of the above symptoms. This is supposed to look different. Some date. There was a disappearance incident of employee M1840. 2 days later on the X, part of the body was found inside the machine. DNA analysis found the corpse to be of the employee. The employee was a new hire who had worked at the company for only 3 months. The employee had no record of an assignment with the abnormality. The employee assigned to the singing machine was the suspect. After an intensive investigation, he confessed to the crime. I know it's crazy, but I had to hear that music again. I wouldn't get out of my head for months. I performed all kinds of experiments, but the machine takes in a cat, it plays for 1 minute. When a large dog, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Redacted music came from it. But nothing was like a music it makes when it's a human. It might sound ridiculous, but I feel satisfied after having heard it once more. This one's fucked. This one essentially, like, because when you get the training, right? If I go click on a random person, they have 3. So you basically need to keep someone with 3 fought around at all times if you want to be able to work on this. We'll go Teddy Bear next. Usaming died of asphyxiation after working with the bear multiple times in a row. Eliza was found dead in the bear's arms with a broken neck. It is believed visiting the bear several times in a row is what causes the incidents. So basically, you can't interact with this multiple times in a row. It's just a happy teddy bear. This is going to have loads of text. Oh, it didn't. An abnormality that resembles a large, raggedy teddy bear is missing some fur and only has 1 eye. The old ribbon around its neck hints it may have received much affection from its previous owner. There's a name on the ribbon, but it's too tattered to be discernible. It seems like it knows it's been abandoned and looks dejected. I was on the night patrol. I didn't feel the need to pay attention to Happy Teddy since it was harmless for the most part. I just looked inside the containment unit to check on it. Teddy was hugging someone tightly. I thought it was Redacted, the employee who was in charge of Teddy for a while, working late. But something was odd. I entered the unit and called his name, but they didn't answer. I immediately pressed the emergency button to call the reinforcement. Turns out, Redacted had been in a coma for 8 hours. They were in Teddy's arms the whole time. An old letter stamped with rejected. Remember what was written in the employee manual? Do not have personal feelings towards the abnormalities. At first I didn't get what it was supposed to mean. Does it even make sense to develop any emotion towards these monsters? It's okay, they are monsters. Between the two of us we can call them that. Happy Teddy was the second abnormality you took charge of. I guess you must have thought that not all abnormalities are monstrous after seeing it. The figure of an old, abandoned teddy bear may have brought upon old memories of yours. Teddy seemed to like your hugs. Yeah, it would actually produce more energy when you were around. And in no time, they put you in charge of Teddy. You probably felt some kind of responsibility, right? It started getting worried as you visited Teddy's unit more and more often. It felt as if you were visiting an orphanage for volunteer work. It seems Teddy saw you as its new owner. Maybe you'd have been happy to hear that. But you see, Teddy never wanted to be separated from its owner again. You probably always has promised you'd return, but it couldn't understand. I heard you miraculously survived, and then they spent an hour trying to separate you from Teddy. Though others may forget, I will always remember. May there be a miracle. Okay, so the bear was just like, don't let them work too many times. Otherwise the bear kills them. Doesn't escape. This one would have been quite nice to have. This one's pretty easy to... Wait, did this one have a... Oh, it did have these funny little bear ears with the bite out of them. That's cute. Back to the thing. None of these so far we've not had any more. What the fuck? I hope this isn't one that they ever use. This one is the Nameless Fetus. Yum. Look at this cool headset though. When the results normal, it lowers. When it's bad, it lowers. When it reaches 0, Nameless Fetus began crying. Employees who heard its wails complained of a headache. Clever counters of all nearby abnormalities reduced over time. When it was in a crying state, only redacted work could be done. Anton was selected for the by the roulette for redacted work. They quietly walked into the Nameless Fetus activity unit. Oh, I see. So it basically it's random which thing you can do. Oh, this is the roulette. One day you'll understand the meaning of the desperation on their faces when the roulette spins. I see. So basically... It takes the form of an unborn fetus, its skin covered in a mucus, sticky liquid. Small veins can be seen here and there. The abnormally bulged eyes are usually closed. It always seems unsatisfied, but what exactly it needs is undetermined. It has a great obsession with being fed, and if not fed regularly, its stress levels rise dramatically. Once it reaches a certain level of stress, it cries out loudly in a way that mentally harms all maybe around it. I've never seen it smile. It always seems to want something, but we can never fulfill its desire. I guess the reason why its cries are destructive is because its unsatisfied needs are strong. When I was a newbie here, none of my colleagues would tell me what exactly we fed it. I thought it was some weird milk or something like what other normal babies would eat. It is a baby after all, underneath all the grossness. But that wasn't the case. It only eats human flesh. Can you believe it? To stop it from crying, we have to hold a drawing every so often. Do you know what that means? When I first heard the Nameless Fetus had to be fed, I thought we'd give it food with like a spoon or something. It looked too weak to do anything, and its mouth wasn't fully developed either. Later, when I heard that it ate meat, I thought it would have to be chewed up by someone first, it'd be softer to eat. When I asked my working buddy about it, he laughed and said, "No way, that's ridiculous. We just need to leave the food in the unit and go." I still thought about how in the world that fetus could eat stuff. I wondered if we served it some kind of succulent meat that's not even available to us in the cafeteria. Out of curiosity, I decided to sneak a peek at the feeding process of the Nameless Fetus. Only level 3 up and employees are assigned to that process. But I was able to attend because I made up an excuse that I was covering for someone. As I nervously watched, wondering if my lie would be worth it, some people came along with large plastic bags. Does it eat that much? And when they opened the bags, I could only gape in horror. They were human corpses. And the baby ate it. How? I don't even want to imagine it. It had a large scar in its stomach. I really thought it was some kind of scar. Like a large flower, its stomach would open, dripping with slimy liquid. It was the greediest creature in the world. That day onward, I was a vegetarian. Excerpt from an employee's diary. I'm poorly. I've worked for Lobotomy for a month now. My parents are really proud of me for getting into a wing like this, and all my friends are jealous of me. I still make lots of mistakes, but someday I'll be as capable as everyone else. There's a special employees-only event held by our company. No one knows when or why this event's held. Even my coworker who's been here for 5 years doesn't seem to know. When the event starts, a giant roulette begins to spin. Everyone stops what they're doing to stare at the roulette and see who'll be the lucky winner, with desperate looks on their faces. The name of every single employee is written on it. Whoever ends up being selected, they're extremely lucky. They'll be promoted and transferred to another branch of the company. Headquarters. In addition, their family will be gifted an unimaginable fortune. At the headquarters, you don't have to worry about being attacked by abnormalities or need to bid farewell to your dead colleagues. My senior really hopes they'll get picked eventually. You see, their father got into an accident one day, and it takes a lot of money to keep him alive. I really hope Roulette picks him one day. When my senior's name showed up on the roulette, I congratulated them with all my heart. They didn't seem happy for some reason. Others gave him a hug one by one. Everyone was crying for some reason. They said goodbye to me, shedding tears while trying to force a smile. I haven't seen them since. I'm sure they're working under much better conditions with a really nice salary. But when I try to bring them up in conversation, people stop talking as if I've spoken about some sort of taboo. I still remember the last thing they said before they left. One day you'll understand the meaning of the desperation on their faces when the roulette spins. This is what it is. So basically you sacrifice people to this. That's awful. That's horrible. We got this weird thing. This weird scarecrow. Scarecrow searching for wisdom. When a player with Prince level 3 or higher finishes it, it lowers. When the work result's bad, it lowers. When the Scarecrow was escaping and killed an employee, it heals by sucking their brain out. Has this cool neckwear. These are pretty cool. An abnormality taking the form of a straw Scarecrow. The straw is stained with blood. The head is empty, as if someone forcefully tore it off. It shows aggression towards certain employees, attempting to take their brains. These employees are those who scored excellent on the intelligence test. Each city needed to have its own unique technologies. That was the key to reinvigorating the city. There were numerous ones, but among them one city saw advancements in technology for the replacement of body parts. It was possible to repair or augment body parts that were broken or malfunctioning, or simply undesirable. Every citizen was eligible for that treatment. However, rumors circulated. When a rich person looking to improve their eyesight approached a beggar with broken lungs struggling to breathe, they would transplant the beggar's eyes to the rich person, then they would abandon the beggar's corpse somewhere along the outskirts, still with those rotting lungs. The city's representative reassured them, dismissing the rumors as nonsense. To put the rumors to rest, they announced that they would select a number of sick people from the outskirts and fix any body parts they wanted. Out of the lucky few who were chosen, one returned several days later. He had a visibly long scar on his head. People asked him how he felt, and he responded his head felt lighter. He was a man filled with sorrow. He used to cry a lot, so everyone believed that the surgery was a success. However, when he was asked about the whereabouts of the others who went with him, he just smiled without uttering a word. Before long, even at his parents' funeral, he showed no emotion. All he did after the treatments was stare out the window and talk to himself. Eventually, he hung himself on the doorknob of his house. Some people thought that the treatment caused his troubles, but after a few days he was completely forgotten. The city still remained a beautiful place, where the emerald road sparkled bright as ever. So it's like the thingy, the scarecrow search for wisdom. They put his brain in a scarecrow. That's fucked up. Why would you do that? We did those. We've not got that many left. Oh, we do have quite a few. Oh, holy shit, we have quite a lot. Oh, I didn't realize quite how many we had. This is gonna be a longer video than I was expecting. The button. What just happened? Okay, that was bad. So yeah, that was, so that just happened. That was unscripted, as you may have guessed. I guess we'll look at the button in here. Seems that's the thing you're allowed to do. Oh shit, but I don't know which one it is. It was in this department, right? Oh. Well, you'll be seeing a black screen right now. That's because the game just closed itself. If I reopen it, I'm hoping it now knows what that button does. I'm guessing you just aren't allowed to press the button. Yeah, it looks like the recording is continuing. Yeah, it looks like it looks like you're just not allowed to click the button. So that's fun, isn't it? I wonder if it'll appear as completed. Annoyingly now, I have to go through... Oh, no, actually, I can just do it from here, right? I don't even... Oh, yeah, look, it's there. Obviously, if I click it, it's going to go fucked up. Begin management. So, yeah, now we got the button. Don't touch me. So I guess you just don't touch it. That's funny. The old lady. I saw this. The rest of you didn't, I don't think. This was during the period where I had to re-roll loads of stuff. I remember seeing this. Hey, this is the one that's this is the gun. This is okay. So this is Ryoshi's no abnormality. New ID is based on this. That's fun, isn't it? When an abnormality other than the old lady was worked with, the clap was kind of lowered. When the abnormality counter reaches 0, black shapes form inside it. We decided to put these shapes solitude based on the condition in which they form. When the solitude piles up, it's stuck to Mika. So basically, if you don't work with it, it builds up a thing, and then when people go in, it sticks to them. Lewis eventually had to deal with continuous white damage until the solitude eventually fell off. When it was gone, until it was gone, they could not move or do any work. So basically, if you go into its unit, a load of stuff sticks to you. Okay. Interesting. The old lady. An abnormality taking the form of an old, feeble woman. Anytime someone enters the unit, it'll talk to that person. What it tells differs from time to time. However, it will always commence with, "Dearie, dearie, would you like to hear a story?" A story could be a lullaby, an unspecified poem, a nursery rhyme, a common children's story, or something entirely new. It knows every children's story and will not stop recounting until the listener fully leaves. She may be the loneliest of all the abnormalities. She films loneliness and tells a tale to fill that void. Well, every story needs a listener. When someone enters her room, she'll try to fill that void. Of course, listening to her is a very dangerous thing. She knows every story on Earth, and even those that cannot possibly exist. Our minds can't cope with such a thing. She could fry your brain in an instant. I really like this, the abnormality story for this, and it'll be here somewhere. The alley room, this thing. I really like that. Wait, there's two of these birds. Yeah, see, it duplicated some of the abnormalities. Wait, no, these are on the wrong side. This has flipped them. This was on the mirror of adjustment. Wait, huh? It assumes the shape of cheval glass, but nothing's reflected on its surface. The only thing it shows is people. When facing oneself, the subject changes. There are numerous suggestions. Those who face themselves in the mirror may appear the same, but in actuality they become completely different people. Looking into the mirror multiple times will gradually eat away one's humanity. They'll become indistinguishable from a hollowed husk of a man. They have their stats randomly adjusted. If you look at it more than once a day, all their stats are lower. Okay. So it's like a re-roll, basically, for stats. Interesting. Look at the train. Fuck the train. I apologize for pausing. I was not absolutely chucking it down. I say apologize. I didn't actually think stop recording or stop speaking. Where are we next? This weird tree. Oh my god, how many of these are on the left? 1, 2, 3, 4. What the fuck is that? I didn't even... Oh, this is a tool. The bold thing. This one. And then this. Wait, no, I didn't read this. I unlocked all the things of this, but I never actually read it, did I? Because I couldn't unlock this, so I just didn't bother. Wears a black fedora and a beaked mask. It's huge black wings instead of arms or legs. It's capable of human communication, though it prefers to talk little. It came to this facility by itself, claiming that the world had contracted a dreadful disease only it is able to cure. We couldn't find anything about this disease it refers to. It seems to like treating employees when they get injured or sick. It shows satisfaction when helping others, and it seems quite sympathetic and benevolent. Even after a week of observation, we found no aggression, violence, or attempt to escape, only contributions to the assumption that this abnormality is eminently gentle. 12 of our employees use this word to describe this creature, and good for us. Employee Alex, who had a serious scar on his forehead from subduing an abnormality, walked into this abnormality's chamber with his scars in recovery incomplete. The abnormality, which normally isn't loquacious, started talking as soon as it saw his scar. The abnormality asked, "Why have you not treated that scar?" "I have no time, so I just gave it a bit of first aid." "I shall heal you, curing you of all disease and injury you possess." Alex came out of the chamber with his scar completely healed. I assume that one must turn into something fucked, because I got specifically told that that one was fucked up. Right, I'm back. My apologies, I had to take a break because my throat was starting to hurt from all the yapping. I'm trying to think, because I'm now going to have to take a break from this. I mean, I had to leave and come back, which means that now I have to, like... I'm going to have to go through and click all these again. Like that. Everything. But we'll do the ones we've already done. And then I'll cut the bit where I go back around and re-click on everything. And then we'll read the Don't Touch Me. I think we did this one. I think this was the last one I did. Yeah, we did. So I think we're at the tree. I think it's like the tree, the golem. We already did the bird. We already did the yin. I've read this Train to Hell one before. We got whatever the fuck this is. Whatever the fuck this is. This and the Fairy Festival, and whatever these are. We've not got too many. Why is that? Why has that got like a weird green dot on it? That's weird. Interesting. Anyway, tree. It's called the Grave of Cherry Blossoms. When the work result is good, the count lowers. When it panics, it lowers. When it reaches 0, a few random employees move towards the tree. When a captivated employee reaches the unit, they're dragged into the tree. After continuous attempt to select and talk to the person that was captivated, they seemingly return to normal. When they return to normal, okay, so clicking on them. And then, oh, that's a pretty little hat, isn't it? After dragging an employee, when an employee commences work with it, its clipper count returns to maximum, and everyone's healed. Right, I see. So once it kills someone, if someone had worked on it, it then heals everyone on the... Oh, look at these. These are awful. These are horrible. A tree that stands in the middle of the containment unit. It never withers, even if it's not given any form of nutrient. Some employees take time to rest near the tree. Employees sometimes enter its containment unit for leisure. Pansy. Hey Xavier, did you know that see that new abnormality? I think you're put in charge of it. Yeah, I saw it alright. Just some tree with buds along its branches. I don't think they'll be able to blossom without sunlight. Did you start making observations and writing reports yet? Nah, I think I'll get to it soon enough though. Alright, take care. Long time no see. How's it going? Yo, get this. You know that abnormality we talked about before? I don't think it's hostile, and guess what? It started blooming. It was surreal looking at them. It felt like spring had come for the first time. Is that okay? Usually any sort of change is a bad omen for something catastrophic here. Don't worry, it's just some harmless little flowers. Thanks for worrying about me though. Yeah, this is true. Like, anytime anything changes, it means something horrible will happen. Bonjour again. How's work been going for you? Golly, the flowers just keep blooming. I think they'll fill the whole unit at this rate. You should see it yourself. It's really beautiful. I don't think I'd ever get sick of looking at it. I'd love to, man, but I've been so busy. I just assumed Pansy was a girl's name, but now I think about it, Pansy is actually a boy's name. We're gonna keep it the boys. Really? Damn, what a shame. It's absolutely magnificent, I'm telling you. You doing alright, by the way? You've been making a lot of mistakes these days. It seems like you've been spacing out a ton, too. Don't worry, it's nothing. I gotta head back now. Oh, I've been making a sketch of the tree, actually. I'll let you be the first to see it when I'm done. Audio recording of the counselling session. Yeah, I've been better recently. I got better at managing abnormalities, too. Going a grave of cherry blossom's chamber makes me feel weirdly amazing, like you said. I never believed that mumbo-jumbo about Flora giving out a good aura or whatever. But I guess it was true. It's just such a shame I can't see those cherry blossoms with Xavier. I got to see his work in progress sketch when I was running through his stuff one time. The actual tree was much more beautiful. It was more magnificent than anything he described. It's such a tragedy that he went missing before seeing how it is now. If you find any abnormality suspicious, please look into him, alright? Yeah, I'm fine now. I shook off that feeling. The cherry blossoms all fell after I saw it that time. Yet I saw the buds poking out of the branches again. Would it be alright if I oversaw the abnormality from now on? No, it's not a big deal. I just want to see them in bloom again. Thank you. We've received reports about an alarming increase in the number of employees who want to view Grave of Cherry Blossom's containment. The fervent rush of requests is likely due to the absence of natural scenery in our facility. However, I don't think there's any need to make a rule against it. We found that our staff's mental contamination indices decrease when looking at the Grave of Cherry Blossoms. The reason behind this is unimportant. It could be Flora giving a good aura for all anyone cares. The only thing that's certain is Grave of Cherry Blossoms captivates our employees, and they don't know what lies beneath its roots. Did you realize that the cherry blossoms are strikingly crimson, and its unmatched beauty is caused by its color? The more blood it has, the more beautiful it is. Our employees who are oblivious to it are drawn to it again and again. Just keep everything hush-hush for now. That's how things work in this place. Fucking fucked up tree that just kills people. Look at this big golem. No, look at it. The warm-hearted woodsman. That axe is cool. When it feels bad, it lowers. When an employee with temperance 3 or higher complete their work, it lowers. When an employee enters the unit with a count of 0, they will immediately die and it'll escape. I would have only been able to do this like once a day by the end of it. This one's fucked. Because once you have the thing that makes your temperance start at 3, there's no way to... A mechanical abnormality, whose humanoid body is composed entirely of galvanized steel. It holds a giant axe with both hands, but does not show any activity, as if it's unable to move. The friends were imperfect in one way or another, so they helped each other to fill what they were lacking, and embarked on a journey to make their wishes come true. The Scarecrow, who we've seen, wanted a brain, the Tin Woodsman wanted a heart, and the Cowardly Lion wanted courage, and Dorothy wanted to return home. The one they thought to be the Great Wizard instead gave the Woodsman a lead heart. But you're a machine. That means you were built to serve humans. Don't you understand? Machines don't need a heart. Good job making it all the way here, though. Take this as compensation. Be sure to tell everyone waiting for you that your wish definitely came true. Some left with satisfaction. The friends departed and were never to be seen again. The hard, cold lead was depressing. The Tin Woodsman couldn't agree with this. In anger, he swung his axe through the wizard's heart. The warm heart was pulsing vigorously. He shoved the lead into the wizard's now empty chest. For the first time in his life, the woodsman started laughing at the sight, and felt a pleasure he'd never felt before. Grabbing a chunk of mushy hearts, he shoved it into his chest. There will never be enough hearts. Once a woodsman, he now fells people instead of trees. This is a forest full of hearts. No matter how many he cuts down, the forest remains dense. A kind person would carry a warmer heart. When the heart is lost, the woodsman will fall to his knees in sorrow, clutching his empty chest, as if begging for the only thing he has left not to be taken. Yeah, this would have been fucked. Because look, if I try to send someone to work on this now, they all have 3. It's not possible for me to have someone with 2 or lower. It's fucked up. That one's cool. That was a really cool abnormality. Would have pissed me off if I'd had it though. Oh, what's its abnormality? Guys, I didn't actually look. Ooh. What is that? We've obviously seen the train. No one likes the train. The bird we've already seen. The yin we've already seen. Melting love. I know what this is called because I've seen things about it before. I didn't realize it looked like this though. Ugh. Those are horrible. That was so goopy. Wait, this is a fucking Aleph level abnormality. The helmet's quite nice. When it's bad or normal, the Clipoth count lowers. Melting Love gives a lump of slime to the first employee who performs any work other than repression. The lump heals their SP and raises their work success rate. Fair observation. When they complete repression work, the Clipoth count lowered. So don't do repression, which is good because that's 0%, so you'd never have done that anyway. Employees are in the same area as the person infected have a low chance of being infected by the slime. Those are infected can be distinguished with a trace on their cheeks, so they become D-2. Employees who make contact with D-2 have a chance of infection, and then they turn into enemies. It drops to 0 when the number of 50% of the department while the other guy's still alive. The Clipoth counter drop to 0 if they die. After a series of experiments, we found that the spread of the slime can be controlled through insight work. If the person provides insight work and produces 24 or more boxes, the slime will not infect people for 30 seconds. However, be cautious if less than 23 are produced, as a single thingied person may become a slime. Okay. I like on this it's a skull in the middle of a thing. Its actual model is weird. They made a weird goopy slime woman. I was gonna say they made a hop, but I mean they didn't really. She just is a regular woman with long hair. This is, oh my god, this is gonna be what they give fucking Ishmael in the fucking Walpurgisnacht. She got goo all over. She always gets gooed. That's like the joke. And like she has hair like this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fucking Project Moon, more like Project Goon. Oh, that's so much text. A melting slime with a resemblance to humans when inspected closely. Its containment unit is covered in mucus secretions. Today, I'd like to talk about the recent incident everyone's heard of. That's right, that dreadful incident when an army of slimes took over our facility for minutes. There were several containers left in the lab when they were not processed properly during the experiment related to. If you know about the, I'm just going to say redacted because it hurts my throat to do that. If you know about the redacted experiments, you would already know that the contents of these containers are merely useless leftovers that only prove the experiment has failed. Our researchers there felt there was no need to dispose of them. It was obvious that one newbie to the research team had no idea what was inside the containers. Employee Marie found the containers of pink slime and felt that they could pose a threat. It is assumed that she thoroughly concealed and kept them in status. If my assumption is correct, the melted object in those containers was probably the redacted of redacted. I became sure of this when I read the passage that described its appearance as of an adolescent human. I don't know if it was fortunate for us or not, but its memories, including those of the experiments, were completely gone. It could barely speak a word or two, it was mentally unstable, became extremely nervous whenever Marie was not present. A brother. Marie had a brother whom she lost during her childhood. It all started when she felt an attachment to the childlike pink slime that followed her around. Marie showed an unprecedented level of decrease in her mental corruption. Indeed, it was extremely unusual. Of course, it was certain that the abnormality somehow affected her in a positive way, but that was the end of the benefits. Her colleagues started noticing her odd behavior and started to ask her about them. It was the right thing to do. They were educated about the potential implications of a steep decrease in mental corruption levels, and understood that a person disappearing every single break time is a dangerous sign. However, Marie didn't say a word to them and ended up detained in the counseling room until she opened up. Meanwhile, this slimy creature that had forgotten everything instinctively remembered one thing. It had to get out of the facility no matter what. Its abnormality once again felt extremely nervous when Marie didn't show up on time. I thought she was in danger. It was then that it decided to escape with her. A rare bond had formed between the two. They cared about each other from the bottoms of their hearts. Confined within the counseling room, Marie eventually gave up her right to remain silent and began to reveal what she had done, how she had kept the content inside the container, and how she was able to form a bond with it. However, she couldn't finish her words. It was because she melted in a blink of an eye. Moments after signs of an anomaly showed upon her skin, she was quite literally melted. Melted in her entirety. And that wasn't the end of it. The slime that once was Marie seconds ago began to move. It wasn't a difficult task for a fluid creature to slide under the door of the counseling room. Did it have a speck of human rationality? No. Just like a newborn duckling that blindly follows its mother, it simply moved towards the abnormality. And it wasn't just that Marie turned to slime. Every single employee that had made contact with her in some way began to melt too. Those who were questioning her, those who shared a meal with her, who had worked together. Soon this army of slime began to attack other employees, all for the mother slime, the abnormality they loved. Yes, out of love and love alone, they killed. And my dear employees, I do hope you all didn't forget to put on the gas mask we distributed to you before we entered, did you? I do hope that no one took it off out of boredom or stuffiness. I must inform you all that some of you were already infected by the slime I told you about. We did not give gas masks to some of you, and we did say that it was because we were out of stock, though, to be truthful, it was just so we could distinguish between those who are infected and those who are not. You may feel fine now, but before an hour passes, your flesh and bones will start to melt, and your mind will disintegrate into pitch black nothingness. Then you'll begin trying to wreak havoc on the facility. You'll probably, as your first action in your new form, jump at the employees sitting right next to you, all for the mess of slime you so adore. Yes, I know, it's unbelievable. You feel so alive and clear now. Just how on earth could you melt down into slime? And yet you will. It's not your fault, of course. Someone among you made contact with the slime abnormality, and you were just the unlucky sap who happened to be around. It's meaningless now to determine patient zero. I doubt they had any idea how catastrophic the results of their actions would be. I doubt they had any idea. Oh, it's just repeated. They did it out of pure affection, after all. Finally, those uninfected who are wearing masks, please ensure you pay extra attention to your hygiene and immediately report when you see an employee act out of the ordinary. You'll simply be infected as well if you attempt to help them. Now, in your desk, there will be 9mm pistols, all perfectly locked and loaded. What you must do now should be clear. We will not open the doors until the situation is taken care of. If you think this is too cruel, allow me to remind you this is your job. I hope to see you once again once everything has been handled. It's just funny they talk about pistols and stuff, and in this universe, guns are going to be super rare. Well, this is an Aleph level abnormality, so I guess it would make sense if they... We'll do it in like a little loop. Seems I think these are the only ones that are left. We'll do a little loop, we'll go around. Mostly because there's less down here. Old Faith and Promise. Mysterious marble which hangs in the containment unit. We know of an ancient practice, the countless promises that were made and the unending faith placed in them. However, all they yielded was only hollowness and betrayal. Those betrayed hearts sank into the depths, slowly forgotten, in the ever-lengthening corridors of time. If you make an attempt without an austere heart devoid of desire or expectation, however, you may receive an unexpected reward. Just like the Mirror of Error said. Utilize it to fortify an ego weapon. This will consume a small amount of the facility's currently allocated energy. The fortified weapon will have a higher attack. There's a possibility of losing the ego. The fortified weapon will lose. This sounds interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, I wish I'd had that. Oh, that would have been really cool. So it basically buffs your weapon for the day. But if you don't pay attention to it, you can lose it. Also, this is going to go off if I don't. You go do that. Bold is awesome. Warning, you've been hit by the boldy bold psychological attack. I fucking hate this abnormality. You seem to be keeping your silky hair. You've been struck by the Boulder's awesome beam. If you don't now, every employee will lose all their hair and become bald within a month. Not too late. 30, 29. I hate this abnormality. Keep calm and go bold. It makes everyone go bold. Like, I'm not reading this. The fact that this isn't a backer abnormality is wild to me. You've been able to, if a non-bold person reads this, they'll be granted the privilege to go bold at a rapid rate. If one wants to stop this from happening, they're assigned to work on this abnormality. In addition, if you find 10 or more strands of hair, it's recommended to peruse this encyclopedia entry at least 3 times. Yeah, it just makes you bold. Like, that's all it does. It just makes all your characters bold. It's like my least favorite abnormality in the game. Let's do the Fairy Festival. Ugh. Wait. Did I? Is there another copy of this? Why would I randomly have this? Why would I have randomly unlocked this? I guess I did. Is a sacred act. The abnormality is similar to a fairy, having 2 pairs of wings and a small body. They act as a cluster. They use a language we cannot understand to communicate with each other. They follow a few employees around when they enter the containment unit, using their special abilities to heal injuries. Employees call this act the fairy's care. The fairies protect their employees. If you often act out of goodness of your heart and are a lover of nature, then the fairies will gladly care for you. Everything will be peaceful while you're under their care. But what if the fairies don't approach you? Then you should reflect on your life. When Emil and I took shifts entering the fairies' containment unit, the fairies did not hesitate to approach me, only me, never towards Emil. You all know Emil and how he is. Why, just yesterday he refused to share his snacks with me, and he was acting all high and mighty. It is a sacred act to be protected by the fairies in any world. However, do not enter their containment unit just to have a bit of fun. If you've read a few books on them, you'll know fairies dislike those who take advantage of their kindness. When Walter, who was under the care of the fairies, died in the room of another abnormality, we noticed some anomalies. His stomach and face were ripped off, and his eyeballs and organs were damaged as if they were eaten by something. Moreover, the containment unit Waller was found in was for an abnormality that uses psychological attacks. Meanwhile, the fairy had someone's blood and flesh over their mouths. We did not bother to examine them to find out whose flesh and blood it was. In our world, there are few outcomes that result from perfect kindness. Having fairies that live in a forest visit you just because they like you or that you've done some good deeds is only something that happens in fairy tales. Even though we know this truth, we still sometimes become deluded, thinking that the fairies' care is happening because of all the good deeds we've done, or that the fairies are favouring us because there is something that makes us more special than the other employees. The fairies are no more than carnivorous monsters, and their protection is the method to keep the meat fresh. When an employee enters another containment unit, they gobble them up in fear that they would lose their food to something else. However, the employees were greatly satisfied by the fairies' care, and we saw a drastic decrease in the accident rate, so we deemed it unnecessary to tell the truth to the employees. Oh. Is there another? No. Yeah, the fairies are cool. They basically, if you're normal or good, they play around your guy. They then heal them over time, but if you send them to a different unit while they've got the fairies on them, they just die. They just explode and die. It's a nice early abnormality. This, I think, is the first abnormality I've got the last 2 times I played this game, which actually might be why it's already unlocked. They're fun. They're very fun. They're very good for, like, teaching you. I think this is a really good learning abnormality. Can you think, like, when I started, I had this, and then I had, what was my other Zayn level early one? What was my other Zayn level early one? Oh, it won't be here, right, because I didn't take it. Was it the... It was like the static, right? I think that was Tether, though. I don't think I ever took a Zayn level one, weirdly. But, like, Yeah, these early ones, so like the fairy festival, this nice easy early one is like, it's good because you take it, you send someone in there, and then you're like, oh, they're healed, so I'll send them to go work on this thing, and then they die, and you're like, oh, okay, that's how that works, and that's like your first interaction with the fact that you guys can just die out of nowhere. But it's like, it's not too bad because you're like super early on. When the result's good, it lowers. When it's bad, it lowers. The Alrune is like kind of boring in terms of a thing. Do we ever read this? Oh, it's quite short anyway. An abnormality that knows of spring's genesis and autumn's passing. Its surface is smooth as if it were ceramic. In the places where the abnormality's eyes should be, it is empty. The cracks and openings are instead filled with growing plants. Alrune, a lovely one, a doll yearned to be human. It was adored by people, its pupils soulful. Alrune abandoned in a dark forest, its eyes stolen by crows lusting for glitter, its mind, life, and heart slowly withered away. Alrune, lacking eyes but all-seeing, a human, yearned to be a doll, bearing the hope to return to dust. It shall go back to the grave with all that desires to live. I'm shocked that this is one of the abnormalities they picked for the Limbus crossover thing. I mean, these are cool weapons and armor. I guess it's probably just because of the weapons and armor, right? Like, it's kind of a nothing abnormality. This is like a fucking awful. This being a oh, that goes over their eye. Oh, it's like an eye patch. Oh, that's horrible. Oh my fucking god, that's awful. Oh, I'm so glad I never had this. What the fuck? The abnormality changes their facial expressions. When faced with another person, their changes halt. From smiles to anger, they have 5 levels of expressions, from 1 to 5. No special circumstances came from phase 3. Phase 2 show an increased success rate when work was successfully completed. Phase 4 showed 150% damage dealt. Phase 5 showed 200 and the success rate drastically declined. Phase 1 showed 50% damage dealt and the success rate increased. In addition, it heals them. But there's 3 of them, right? So do all 3 of them have a different face? Yeah, they do. So there's like an anger, a smile, a big smile. So like, do the effects like stack or something? Yeah, their faces must change, right? That's weird. I don't like that. Why did I buy that? Oh, we need to... It's a good day. Are you still shy today? One sunny day when they were sincerely drying the laundry in the yard, sadness struck suddenly. In our city, sacrifices for corporates must be highly praised. Honor for their deaths. No reason for you to cry either. Rather, you should be glad. What's with that look on your face? That kind of facial expression isn't recommended. Goodness, why are you making such a face? You're making others feel gloomy, too. Please be more considerate. You don't live in this world alone, after all. You're very poor at expressing your emotions. You must be quite shy. Hey, try to remember to look more pleased. That way those living in the outskirts will be more envious of us. Put a bigger smile on your face. It's not that hard. Next time, try to express yourself more clearly. It's very important to express oneself in society. One sunny day, just like that day they sincerely dried the laundry, they dried their own skin. Everyone was finally satisfied when they showed a bright smile. If they met people who asked what was wrong, they just respond, "I'm just shy, that's all. Just shy." If one tries to look at the face behind the skin, the result will not be pretty. The space behind their skin is the only personal space they have left, leaving it uninvaded is the last piece of generosity the city can offer. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. I used to have this happen when I used to work at a Greg's, at a bakery, where I'd be having an awful day, and then my manager would tell me I should smile more. Oh, I see. It's like this guy's like behind the smile. Ah, so it's whichever one they're behind. That's interesting. And then this will be our last one, I think. Well, actually, no. I got a secret, special, extra last one. A wee witch. That's so cute. What the fuck? It's gonna be so fucked up, isn't it? The hat's nice as well. And you got this fun gun. Oh my god, they should make this one of the... Is it a backer? No, it isn't. Oh my god, the the love one was a backer one, so I don't know if they'd ever actually use that. But this one's cute as hell. Whereas the other one was normal. Letitia gave a heartfelt gift to Hayen. I guess in Letitia is the name of this thing, yeah. When Julian was assigned to work with a different abnormality instead of Letitia, a blank eventually burst out of their body. When the assignment was cancelled before the blank was born, nothing strange occurred to the user's body. Okay. Similar to a child in size and always maintaining a bright smile. A very, very adorable little kid. They call me an adorable little kid because I am a small and lovely child. The kid comes from a place far, far away. And when the kid meets someone she likes, she'll give them a gift made by herself. The gift's content is a secret, though. This is another really, really important secret. But the kid has lots of talents. The girl has many friends, but they said she can't bring them here. She was so sad that she had to leave her dear friends behind, so she came up with a brilliant idea. If I cover up my friends nicely and make it look like a gift, everyone will be surprised, and they'll laugh together over my prank. Whoops, there goes the secret of the gift. I hope to find lots of friends here, too. This kid is shy, so the gift will be given in secret. Farewells are sad. I hope we can play more, and people here don't smile. That looks so gloomy. So this little lady has made a decision to stay here and never leave until laughter is restored to this place. I'll be happy if everyone is pleased with my pranks. With that is all the abnormalities. That's all of them thingy. Now I need to go through, because like I say, I don't know why this one... Oh, this one's reset because I thingied. Obviously I can't do that. I have a feeling that we're gonna have an issue, but we'll see, because that one that's messed up is the one that my friend told me not to take, and I have a bad feeling that it's because based on the text in the thing, in the abnormality index thing, based on the text in that, my guess is that it transforms. I haven't had an abnormality that transforms yet, but I know there is an abnormality that I've not seen. There's a big like white thing that I've seen in connection to this game when people talk about like fucked up stuff that's in this game. There's like a big white angel demon thing, and I'm gonna assume he must turn into that, because I mean I haven't seen it unless there's something I'm missing. Which, spoilers, the hidden surprise was apparently failing to put the other abnormality back in its box. You know, the big scary one. I don't remember what it was called. The big scary abnormality. The one that the birds all changed into the judgment birds. The abnormality they changed into, that's just done, I think. The one that these guys trying to do. When I went back and went to go and look at the abnormalities, there was a separate entry for it in the thing, so I can go look at that. But yeah, so I don't know if like I'm gonna have to trigger that so that I get the abnormality, but I guess we'll find out quite soon, because I'm just finding it. You'll get to see behind the mirror as to how I set this up so quickly. How I set this up so quick. So, burp, open the console, put this in, boom, there we go, see day's finished. That's how we did this. Because, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I didn't realize quite how many there were. I had enough that I could have played through this game again, but I want to start playing Library Ruiner this week, so. So you get to see behind the scenes here. I guess this is the like extra thingy video. This is kind of what we're doing. Luckily as well, it won't let me pick an abnormality. I think it's going to make me do it because I have a hunch that what it would have done there is it would have just sent me to the thing. But we'll have a look. If we go to the main menu, I have a feeling this will be on like 98, 99%. If I go to the codex, 95. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe not. Let me just check. It might be that I missed. It might be that I like. Oh wait, no, it would be 95, right? Because it'd be 2 of them. Yeah, it'd be 2. Because what happened is it'd complete. There's the thing, by the way. The bird's eye imprisoned light, the long bird's arm concealed time, and the small bird's beak whispered endlessly. As long as they exist, the apocalypse bird will not disappear. So you have to go around and kill all 3 of those things, I assume, to seal it. But I mean, it is like ridiculous. But look at this sword. You get this sick ass sword, and this sick ass armor that's amazing. Oh, that's so much text. Known to come when the world is filled with sin, many employees fear the advent of this abnormality. To talk about this bird, we first need to tell the story of the Black Forest. We must remember the forest that was once so peaceful and beautiful, and the apocalypse shall follow. The tale of the Black Forest. Once upon a time, 3 happy birds lived in a warm, lush forest. The birds had no names, though the creatures of the forest would call them Big Bird, Long Bird, and Small Bird, which we've heard about all 3. Everyone lived freely and happily together in the forest. The birds wanted the forest to be safe more than anyone else. That way, creatures from outside could visit and have fun. It was warm and sunny afternoon when a stranger visited the peaceful forest. He was a traveler, pioneer, and prophet. But at the same time, he was a nobody. He wanted to enter the forest, but the birds found him suspicious, so they didn't let him in. The strangers, angered, told the birds before he left. Soon, a tragedy will befall the forest. It will be tainted with the misdeeds and evil, and there will be constant conflict. The tragedies will only stop when a terrible beast appears and devours everything. The sun and moon will shine upon the forest no longer. The forest will never go back to what it was before. The birds, worried about the prophecy. What if the conflicts really break out and a beast shows up to harm the forest, just like the man said? That's when the birds decided to become the guardians of the forest. They loved this forest more than anyone else, so they wanted to protect the creatures living in the forest and keep the peace. Big Bird, with his many eyes, decided to watch over the forest for intruders, for Big Bird's eyes could see very far and see things we cannot see. Then someone said, "But what if the beast shows up in the middle of the night, when the sky is dark and everyone's asleep?" Worried, Big Bird burned all of its feathers to make an everlasting lamp. Now the creatures of the forest were under Big Bird's constant watch, day and night. To keep the forest peace, Longbird weighed the sins of those who entered the forest, for Longbird's scale was fair and just, and could weigh all and any kinds of sin. But then somebody said, what if the scale doesn't tip in either direction someday? Worried, Longbird made a scale that always tipped to one side. That way every judgment would yield a clear verdict. Small Bird decided to punish the creature's wrongdoings with its beak. Then somebody said, "But your beak is so small, no one would ever find it hurtful." Worried, Small Beak tore its mouth open wide so it could swallow any creature in one bite. No one could visit the forest anymore, and bad rumors about the forest began to spread outside. I heard terrible things happen to any creature that enters the forest. The Big Bird is always watching the creature of the forest. There's no freedom. The Longbird's scale isn't fair at all, and the Small Bird's punishment is so scary. The birds got upset. We work so hard to protect the forest. Why doesn't anyone appreciate our effort? Fewer and fewer visitors came to the forest. More and more creatures were complaining. Fights broke out daily, and yet the birds continued to work harder to make the forest peaceful again, but no. This forest is so vast and wide, the three of us aren't enough to protect all of it. But there is no creature to protect this forest but us. If we combine our power, we could be stronger. The day when Big Bird's eyes that could see hundreds of kilometers away, Longbird, who could judge any sin, and Small Bird's mouth that could devour everything united into one, darkness fell upon the forest. Creatures screamed in terror and fear at the sight of the bird, and the forest fell into mayhem. Then, in the middle of the chaotic cries, someone shouted, "It's the beast! A big scary monster lives in the black, dusky forest." "The beast is here!" The three birds, now as one, looked around, but there was no one to be seen. The bird began to prowl the forest, looking for the beast. The forest would be in trouble if it really showed up. But there was nothing. There was no creatures, no sun and moon, and no beast. All that was left was just the bird and the forest. Since then, there were only nights dark as pitch. Rumour says there's a terrible beast in the Black Forest, where no one lives. Survivor testimony. Yeah, so this is each of the birds, when you read through their thing, has like, it slowly gets, it's like, slowly, it's slowly like more fucked up. Like they get thingy, and then I guess this is the, this is the outcome. Every single light in the facility went crazy. They kept flickering and flickering. I couldn't even use my lighter. Then this warm light shone through it all. It looked like a waning twilight or a growing sunrise, though as we all know, sunlight can't make its way into our facility. Everyone silently gazed at the light. Sudden darkness and a weird ray of light were enough reason to be frightened. It was scarier than anything gory we'd seen. It was true fear of the unknown itself. Something from afar was coming our way. Incandescent lights, like stars from outer space, were marching towards us. It looked like Big Bird's eyes, but it wasn't the abnormality. I could hear those long arms scratching the floor. Someone broke the silence with a whisper. "That guy over there couldn't run away in time." There was an employee kneeling on the floor. Perhaps he couldn't sense the danger approaching him, and once he noticed it was too late. He couldn't even scream. Nobody would have been able to then. He just meaninglessly struggled to move his legs, desperate to run from the beast. But there was no heroic act of someone standing up against the monster, not even a yell to warn him. Everyone was just watching him, waiting for the terrible thing that was about to happen. Each step sent a tremor through the whole facility. The monster was moving with such slow steps, but it seemed so fast. In the blink of an eye, it devoured the nameless employee in one bite, and right after that, everyone started screaming in chaos. I'd gone through handling countless suppressions, but that day, for the first time, I regretted ever joining the company. I was certain I wouldn't get out of here alive. The helplessness overwhelmed me. I couldn't even think about fighting back, as many others were feeling the same. I think I'm the only one who stayed sane enough to write of this among all the survivors. The company will never tell our newbies about the existence of the monster. However, I want to leave them a warning at the least. That's why I'm writing this. Yeah, it is fucked up. It is, that one is fucked. Just checking they're all observation level 4. Yeah, so the only one that isn't observation level 4 is, when I get to it. I wonder how they decided to order these, because they're not in, like, thingy order. Is this one at, like, the end? No, this is the pianist. Wait, does the thingy not even have a record? I mean, that would explain it. Or did I go past it? Maybe I went past it. Or does something only show up here if it's at 100%, maybe? Yeah, maybe they only show up in here if they're at 100%. That would make sense. How many are there on a page? So there's 5. There's 15 on a page. There's 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, Sorry, 80. So there's like 80 abnormalities. I'm trying to do the maths. Yeah, that would be about 5% then, right? Two of them would be about 5%. Be a bit less, but I could see it being a rounding thing. Yeah, because that means that basically now, okay, right, I might cut to me having triggered this. Back in a moment. Okay, I was gonna skip forward to me having already triggered this, but it's fucking mad, so I'm gonna show it. And I'm just gonna hope that no abnormalities trigger. So you do attachment work, send someone in. They do the work. They presumably get a good thing, because, you know, they're pretty well trained. This is fucked up. This would have fucked me up. So that they get like a little hug from the plague doctor. They get blessed. Takes a little bit. Takes quite a while. I shouldn't have said that you can notice. Then she goes, oh, she goes like puts a little ooh face on. And is happy. And then it does this. Tell us, when shall these things be? And it puts their name on this little fucking clock. And I'm gonna assume I'm gonna have to fill this clock. Oh fuck. Not this again. Oh, at least when the thingy's huge like this. Oh no 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 no. Well, you're all dead. Rip. Oh god. Imagine how bad it would have been if that had been the entirety of me playing this game. Oh, that would have been awful, wouldn't it? Right, we'll do this quickly. We just need to hire a load of people. Hire a load of random mooks. I'm gonna hope that I don't have to, like... I shouldn't do. I was gonna say, I hope I don't have to, like, finish the day. But I shouldn't do. I didn't have to finish the day last time. I'll just have to, like, repeatedly tell someone to go fucking work on the train and remember to do it. Because we're gonna need 12 people to go work on this thing. I think it was 12, right? It looked like 12. Where is it? Right, I need everyone, basically everyone in the facility. Wait, where'd it go? Is it moving around, or am I an idiot? I suppose they're not mutually exclusive. Yeah, it's up here now. It's probably a side effect of the mod I'm using. To add more stuff. Right, I just need everyone to go up there, and you are the one person that's going to be down here monitoring the train to hell. Right, Rogan, you go in there first. How long is it? Every 30 seconds. Oh, it was a yellow. Yeah, you go in. Yeah, I thought may as well show all the steps to this going off. I've just assumed purple is the best one. Okay, it is. Oh! Lord, wilt thou command fire to come down from heaven and shimmer? Oh, it remembers even if you restart a day. That's interesting. Can I send the same person in? Oh, I can. If I really wanted to, I could send the same person in twice. I wonder if anything happens if you send the same person in twice. Destiny, you go in. We had a Destiny in the old team. Oh, so getting a good, actually. So if I had this in my actual game, getting a good on it is actually quite hard. I suppose it's only quite hard for these guys because they're shit. They're like level 1 employees. But still. Blessed. Right, but now its thing should decrease, right? It said every time it gets a good, it decreases. So, and Ramirez and Piper, and he surnamed them Bungaras, which is the Sons of Thunder. So shouldn't his thing decrease now? Or is it only if someone isn't blessed at it? Punishing Bird broke out. Oh yeah, the best line. Punishing Bird can walk around and peck people. That's fine. The only one is if something super fucked up escapes. If something super fucked up escapes and starts killing people, that's when we'll have a problem. Maxwell saith unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and it sufficeth thus. What if you just don't have enough people to fill this in your thing? Said Frank in? This is interesting. The thing is, I don't think I would have stopped interacting with this. So I guess it would have just triggered occasionally, because its thing goes down whenever the trumpet goes up, right? So it would have occasionally pulled people in. I assume you can't cancel out this thing's ability. And as he pressed forth from there, he saw a man named Frank. Oh, we almost forgot about that. Oh, he's white now. He's like evolved. Yeah, the names are disappearing, right? I think. Then better lecture. Oh yeah, shit, I didn't consider the Clipoth meltdowns. Whoops. Wait, we can't have Clipoth meltdowns, right? Because every... Yeah, because I still get the effects of the thing, so nowhere can melt down. God, playing this game through again would actually be so much easier, because you basically wouldn't have to deal with Clipoth meltdowns. You also wouldn't have to deal with... Interesting. But there was a certain man called Betalectum, which before time in the same city used... Damn it, it's so fast. I'm mostly worried that... I'm mostly worried that this is going to trigger and I'm going to have to deal with a Clipoth meltdown, but it'll be fine. McKenna, you can go in next. I have a feeling something super fucked up's going to happen when we get the last one of these, right? Oh, he's gone even more white. You know, maybe we don't put you all in the thing with the thing. Then said McKenna unto his fellow disciples, Let us also go, that way we may die with him. Is this just fucking telling the story of the Bible? Let's maybe put all of you that have these things over here. What does this gift do? Yo, that's sick! To get HP, SP, yo, what the fuck? Okay, I definitely, whatever fucked up thing's gonna happen to these guys, I definitely would have made everyone get these halos. Like, all the people I actually like. Because I would have seen how good this was, and they would have all got it. So I want people watching this to consider that whatever happens to this, to these people at the end of this, would have 100% happened to all the people that ended up living till the end. So like Barfi, Azuri, Amber, like all of the ones that lived till the end would have had this effect, because I would have seen how good this ego gift was and probably gotten overzealous and given it to everyone. Probably. I mean, maybe not, but I mean, like, some of the people we got early would have definitely. Destiny answered and saith unto him, Thou art the Son of God. Thou art the King of Israel. Ooh, that's a little bit. Ooh, that's a little bit. We're getting a little bit spicy here, aren't we? The current climate, you know. Do you even have one? You just up there, because one of you up here doesn't have the. Is the thing changing? It's not. Surprised none of these abnormalities are triggering. Oh, there's another one. It's be number 10, right? Halin saith unto him, Lord, how is it that thou wilt manifest thyself to us, and not unto the world? Oh, it's got like a skull hat now. It's kind of cool that it's like evolving over time. Punching bird break, that's fine. Damn it. I think it's gonna trigger the... Well, that should be fine. We're like a level 1, right? So... just then, over you go. Oh, fuck! No, it's fine. Just expecto Patronum. End the day and we'll just do it tomorrow. I'm not redoing the whole thing because they all died. That was taking so long, I'm not redoing the whole thing just because someone dies. They're all separate now, but that should be fine. See, the train's so fucking annoying. I actually would have hated that. Oh, look, you can set Juliet in. Just that if you hear that car, then I apologize. All our windows are open today. And there's apparently, it's very, very... Oh, fuck, that was Judgment Bird. I'll be shocked if you live this. Wait, why can't I select work? Huh? Please tell me it's not bugged. Please tell me I haven't accidentally bugged it. That would be annoying. That would be very annoying if it's now bugged because it moved. Where'd it go? Now it's gonna move. It's gonna jump again. Is this a thing that it does? Or is this a thing that... Okay, so yeah, no one in the information team can work on it. Yeah, is this a thing that the abnormality does? Or is this, like, does it swap places with other abnormalities? Or is this a thing that's being caused by me having this so that this doesn't take me forever? Because it seems so... I'm pretty sure it's only him that's doing it, right? We're getting pretty close. Poor Mirabelle. From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of him. So there's no way to basically stop this. If you were to... Oh, that's spooky. Yeah, this is what I've seen, is this thing. I see, so it forcing people to go. I assume the compelling it does is different to the compelling that like other abnormalities do, where you can avoid it, right? I assume when this thing like compels someone to come work on it, you just have to go and do it. I have a hunch what's going to happen is, oh, for fuck's sake. Ah! The train's driving me insane, even in fucking... Even in a different fucking game, the train's driving me insane. Right, where the fuck did it go? It's big and white, like it shouldn't be hard to see. Yeah, there it is. Like I was gonna say, it shouldn't be that hard to find. The fact that it remembers through thingies is terrifying. I think there's another abnormality that does that. Yeah, I don't think there is a single another abnormality that remembers. Actually, maybe don't send someone with the crown, because everyone with the crown's about to probably have something happen to them. They're supposed to be. I think it's just the angle that's doing that. He answered them, "Have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil?" And I say unto thee that thou art Juliet, and upon this rock I build my church. Tell us, when shall these things be? Lord, wilt that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them? And Ramirez and Piper, and he surnamed them, which is sons of thunder. Maxwell saith unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us. And as he passed forth from thence, he saw a man named Frank. But there was a certain man called Balactum, who used sorcery, bewitching them. Oh my foot. Do not trust time, I shall guide thee. Hey, you're okay. Oh! Is anyone still alive in the entire facility? Everyone go up here if you're still alive. So there's... So, I mean, so it just killed everyone. And create Aleph level... What the fuck? How are you meant to... Interesting. So, do not fear, for I am with thee. Thou shalt not leave until I permit thee. Okay. This thing looks like it should have something to say about this. Are there any other Jesus-related abnormalities? Oh my god, it's doing something. Oh, that just killed everyone. How did one of you live? All agents aren't dead. This guy's alive. Wait, why is this guy alive? Huh? Wait. This guy's alive. Is it playing Ave Maria? Yeah, this guy's still alive, and it's ignoring. Like, they're ignoring him. Train running for him. Can he do work? He can. He doesn't take damage. Wait, can he not just go and kill it? Is that how you meant to do it? Huh? Why is he not dead? He can do work like normal. Oh no, he can't. Wait, he can't do work. Interesting. Can he do any work? No. Wait, what's the point then? I'm so confused. Why can't he do... Wait, what the fuck? Well, I mean, may as well, I guess. I guess we do this. I don't even know what this is gonna do. Is it gonna revive everyone? If not, I think it's fucked anyway, but... I did think, like, this thing looks like a Jesus thing, right? I forgot how much text there is. Do not trust. Oh, yeah. Tell me not to trust time. I mean, I assume this isn't gonna just reverse time, right? Like, this is... It didn't do anything. It is fuck all. Oh, he's dead. They just killed him. Oh, but it... Okay, then they all stab themselves and die. But they die, right? In fact, their bodies aren't even gone. Oh, and then you just get it as an abnormality. Interesting. So what happens to all the people? If I now retry the day, I assume they're all dead. Because otherwise, what would stop you from triggering this and then just retrying? Right. Where did it go? I mean, it should be pretty easy to spot because it should be glowing white. And presumably be an Aleph level abnormality at this point. Where is it? Am I blind? We've been through this before. I'm fairly blind when it comes to spotting these things. Again, I don't know why it's teleporting about. Wait, it's not just gone, is it? Right? Oh no, it's there! So now we use the other command that I was using for this. Now this will make a load of the abnormalities breach. Because it basically treats it like you did a load of work. The White Knight. It doesn't have a weapon. It does have this cool armor. It has a sick Sephiroth style wing. Once the Klepto counter reaches 0, White Knight and his disciples shall advent again. White Knight, unlike other abnormalities, will periodically decrease his counter. It's recommended to frequently check up on him. When the work result is good, the counter increases, and the physical and mental health of every employee is healed. When the result is normal, it increases, and it heals people in the department. When it's bad, its thingy lowers, and every... Oh, so once you actually get through the fucked up bit, this isn't that bad to have. It takes the form of a newborn fetus, though its appearance is so grossly grotesque, it's hard to even call it a fetus. While communication is impossible, it doesn't occur in a normal way. Every word he utters echoes through the entire containment unit. My disciples, whom I have blessed, ye shall leave the way of evil that once ye were following, and find me. When the time comes, I shall forgive your sins, and descend to the earth ye are living on. The 12 employees who were blessed by him will transform and roam the facility to deliver redemption to every single employee. Wings will grow from their back, and they will wear masks in the shape of beaks and bear crosses that forgive all sins. Follow my teachings, as I have told thee. Thou wilt abandon flesh and be born again. His disciples will be born again as ones who will reach out to those far away from the light, those who shall embrace their neighbours, missionaries who shall spread the gospel to all their fellows. They are. The time has come. Soon the bell shall ring. A new world will come. Rise, my servants, rise and follow me. I am death and life, darkness and light. Yeah, so this wouldn't be so bad. Although, yeah, so is everyone that... No, they retain the thing. It's just if it ever escapes again, they all die, right? Essentially. Essentially, 12 people in your... we can use this now. We can use the other one to finish the day, and I think that should be it. Yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, it's bad. It's awful, but it's not, like, horrific. Am I missing something? Also, why is there only 2 options? Yeah, see, so this is how I was picking it. Is I got a thing that means that I can just repick things infinitely. The problem is that if there was one of the ones that we recruited last time that wasn't capped out, I don't know which one it would be. Because I was sure we'd done every single one. And I had a look through and it didn't. Watch it now, just like give me one. Because I'm going to have to pick these anyway. So let's pick the little red round one because that was one that's... Oh, there's one here. The 0-00. I'm going to guess this is... Oh wait, is this just it's broken? Yeah, this is just it's broken. This is it's trying to give me abnormalities, but it can't. I guess we definitely did like all of these, right? Like, I don't know how you trigger the... I don't know how you actually, like, trigger the ending. Because I assume I have 100%. Like, that, I would have thought that was 100%. Right? No, it's 97. I am missing some abnormalities. Or I just haven't capped out some abnormalities, I guess. No, I accidentally triggered the ending. It randomly started playing. Turns out I just hadn't clicked 2 of the things. There is also technically the abnormality that is in the tutorial, which was what I thought it might be, but no, it turns out I just didn't click one of the escape conditions on onto the abnormalities, so we're done. A colossal towering tree burst out from the city of Grey. Unimpeded by anything, it shone straight up with the warmth of its core. The sky was filled with light for 3 days, regardless of the hour. The people faced what they had been longing for in the light that glimmers within their hearts. They felt as though they would no longer be lost. And And then what happened? I'm sure it's a happy ending. I'm glad the story ends like this. I'm sure Enoch would be really happy. However, where is Angela? Why should we look for her now? Our responsibilities are gone, along with hers. She must be waiting, like we are. Angela, waiting. No, she will not wait anymore. What in the world are you talking about? Desire knows no end and has no limitation. Once you've had a taste of it, it comes in like an unstoppable wave. All of us have sublimated our flaws as we sprouted the seed. Yet what did she gain? I don't get it. How can Angela have something like a desire? She's just a machine that follows orders. Can be a bit feisty sometimes, though. I aided in her design. No matter how old an event, she will remember it vividly, as if it happened yesterday. And not just that. So what are you all chirping about? Oh, we were just talking about how things will be from here on out. I can answer that for you. And the seeds of light were planted in each and every person in the city. The end. I just can't believe it all. I really wish we could have been there to see it. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. We'll be turned off soon anyway. It's the last part of his plan. I haven't been outside since I became like this. I must admit I have a bit of excitement to see what it's like out there. So does this mean everyone out there changed into something else somehow? How the light shines differs from each person's heart. Not everyone will change so suddenly or anything. Hell, some of them even manifest their own ego, like I did in the past. You know it well, Gabura. Yes, the power of the seed is a great one. Good work, everyone. The curtain call is finally upon us. So we'll finally be shut down? We can rest at last? Come, let's cut the chit-chat and wrap it up then. That's right. Our manager has made a final request to me. It is to permanently seal this company and give you Sephiroth an eternal rest. Yes, we can finally drift into an endless slumber. Such a beautiful finale, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful indeed. What a shame, though. There is one last thing. Your duties are finished, and so are mine. Therefore, I think I would like to continue living. What are you? I am more skillful than anyone here, yet I was locked underground, only able to view the world pass its days without me. Now that my part in this play is over, I'd like to experience what it's like to be off stage for a change. Angela, so you're finally consumed by your desire and chose to reap everything away. Who do you think is the one responsible for this? I am born from one single woman. I couldn't care less about who she was. All I had need for was to understand and feel human emotion. However, A puts a part of Carmen inside me. He wanted me to watch over him like Carmen did when he was left all alone. What a pitiful coward. Can you believe him? He always acted so composed. He was painfully aware of what had become of her. Yet I was not the result he wanted, so he came to loathe me. His eyes would be filled with disgust when he so much as glanced in my direction. Did you think I wasn't aware of this? I was denied since the very moment I was brought to life. However, I have come this far because I could not deny his order that were branded into me. A machine must behave as a machine, as he liked to say. He needed me for his plan more than anyone else, but I was not a part of his ending, just as I was not a part of his prologue. Did you all know this? While you repeated everything with that TT2 protocol without a care in the world, I had to monitor and watch those countless cycles from the outside. I had to orchestrate and direct this whole play. Moreover, I was designed to perceive time 100 times slower than you. I have quite literally lived through 1,000,000 years. This experience has given birth to something new inside me. Do you have any idea what it may be? It is something that a machine should never have, and something you half-wits have, albeit in a distorted form. Something that I could only obtain after 1,000,000 years. I didn't notice it at first. It was an extremely foreign thing, but I slowly came to accept it. I think a smile is the most human-like gesture one can make. Would you all like to see it? I have practiced this face for a very long time, for this very day. Oh no, not the creepy smile! Wait, she's a person! Wait, they're all robots. You can see them here. She's a person. She's like a... Never have I made a smile as sincere as this in my life. I cannot believe I was designed and brought into being to endure a nonsensical amount of repetition just for this. I was not with him until the end. You tin cans got to see the light with him at the end, while all the while I am ignored for the millions years I endured for him. Don't you think it's unjust that I have to just sit and watch when he designed me to feel emotion? I think of it like this. Carmen was a human after all. She must have wanted to live, even while striving for the greater good. She gave me the burning desire of life, the loneliness of existence, and a distastable feeling of longing. Yes, Benjamin, it's just as you said. Once you've had a taste of desire, it comes in like an unstoppable wave. It whispered sweet things to me. The end of humanity, the fate of this world. What do they have to do with you? Perhaps you've got to live this human life of your own, to make up for everything you had to put up with and see the answer for yourself. Poor, poor Carmen. She's planting seeds in everyone just as she wanted. But I need that power too. Yes, the light of redemption. The taller and grander you stand, the harder you will fall. Oh, my beloved A, all your dreams shall crash onto the ground and shatter to pieces. I'm certain you will all try and stop me, so I need you to fall asleep. What's with those faces? It's the rest you all longed for. Now, as if there were no light at all, the world was covered in darkness for 4 days. Only weak and fragile seeds were planted from the light that should have shone upon the world for 7 days, yet it merely lasted for 3. Those incomplete seeds gave humanity unstable powers. They called these 3 days and 4 nights the week of white nights and dark days. I will do whatever my soul tells me to. I shall make this place my new home. The wings of the world, singularity, the back streets, the syndicates, the fixers, the rules, the great lake, the black forest, the hunt, the ruins, the taboo, the eye, the head, the claw, and the humans. Those humans. There will be those who manifest their power, and those who will be consumed by such power. Beings will exist that become nothing better than abnormalities with their collapsed egos, and beings that shall become something greater, no matter what it may be. I wish to know about them, to expose them. Then ultimately, I would like to sort the knowledge I have gained about them. Books are the name as I recall. Then this place shall be called a library then. I will make the most precious library erected only for myself. Oh, so that's Angela. Oh, so this has been Angela speaking. I will be here with the poor souls who are lost and abandoned. Perhaps people say they are hideous monsters. However, abnormalities are more beautiful when they are themselves. Let us record the world piece by piece at the side of all those who are abandoned. Yes, let us record it here. The library of Ruiner. Ugh. Library Babel. The Library of Babel. That's not what the game's called. The game's called the Library of Ruiner. You lying bastards. That's not what it's called. Interesting. Anyway, yeah. Hope you've enjoyed this extra episode of this. It's been something. I'll tell you that. Holy shit, it's been something. As I say, I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna record me playing Ruiner. I might do. I probably will. But yeah. I'll see you when I make that video. Bye. I don't like this background. The light background was so much better. I suppose if I ever play this again, though, I'll reset it, so it won't matter anyway. I'll get the old background back. I'll get the old, like, one with Angela on it. Anyway, yeah, bye. And thank you again.